explosive energy in the history of mankind.
And now, Kmdt presents Geek Blast. Here are your hosts. Mike.
Described as a creepy-ass cracker.
Dave.
Let me tell you something. I am God.
Toons.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I'm going to be honest. I hate this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. I must get out of here. I must get free.
Losers!
Hey guys, this is David Hayter, and you are listening to Kmdt Geek Blast.
Welcome back, geeks, nerds, dweebs, and geeks alike. My name is Mike.
I'm Dave.
I'm Rufio.
It's Toombs. And this is Geek Blast. And of course, we have our special guest tonight is Obi in the corner.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be here.
And we got Stinkfist in the other corner. Are you there over there, Stinkfist? Where you at?
That's what's going on,
In
guys.
the left corner.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Tonight is going to be our season finale of Geek Blast. It's our 21st episode, and we are proud to say that we will be back on January 3rd.
And we're legal.
And we're legal.
And we are 21 now.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff tonight.
Is today episode 21?
Yes,
it is
sir.
21,
All right.
and it also is Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
We got some at the end of the show to kind of tie that in, the Friday 13th
tie
angle.
that in with that.
Yeah.
Obi, did you say you were going to give the rundown of our topics for the night, right?
Yeah, basically what we're trying to do is we're going to get a little rundown of everything we're looking forward to doing this show tonight, so everybody knows what to expect. We're going to run down a lot of the movie trailers coming up in the next year, a lot of things that we think are noteworthy. It's going to end on the most recent release that we all had the privilege of seeing last night, the sneak preview of The Hobbit, the Desolation of Hours.
The Desolation of Us.
The Desolation of Spare Time. And we're gonna kind of talk about that. We don't want to, no spoiler alerts. We're gonna try to be good with that, but it's a topic we're gonna get into. We got the movie quote tonight.
Yeah, movie
8:30.
quote brought to you by JKA, Jedi Knight Academy.
Danny and the boys over at Jedi Knight Academy's got a T-shirt up for a quote. This quote should be something somebody should grab. It's a Lab, one of my favorite holiday movies.
It's a holiday movie.
A little bit after that movie quote, we got a friend of ours, Mickey. He has a comic book shop called The Batcave on eBay.
Yep.
So we're going to talk all things comic, a little bit DC, a little bit Marvel, a little bit of the movies, and then of course we have our two heavy hitters. We got Dave and Mike, Dave and Toombs ready to do their next gen stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Light Bright and Simon Says.
So you got the new stuff.
Simon Says.
Yeah. So you got the
Don't
new
forget
stuff.
about the Life board game.
Well, I
used to love those little
I
cards.
still have
They
the 8
have it
kids
electronic. You ever play that one?
No.
I got.
No, I'm in with the old school, man.
And then to ring in with the Friday the 13th, there's a horror bazaar going on in Atlantic City. We got a couple local heroes we want to bring in. Randy Mamoli, director of a short film that's being premiered at this bazaar over the weekend, is going to be calling in, talking about his project and other projects he might have. And we're going to go into a little bit of depth about the bazaar. It sounds like something that's really cool. So if anybody in the tri-state area is interested,
Go check it out.
Go check it out. We'll give their website in a little bit.
It's a 3-day event.
3-day events going on all this weekend. There's tons of venues, food, short movies, a lot of great things. We're getting that later. But if anybody's interested in calling any of the topics we didn't get into at any point tonight, reach out, dial the phone, make 4 new friends. Become a friend of Geek Blast. The number's 201-580-3712. Call them whenever. We're here to help. We're like-minded people.
We also want to throw out our Gmail email address. It's kmdtgeekblast@gmail.com. Send us anything you like.
Anything.
Anything at all.
Dick pics, original art, anything you want to send in. Send it in, and if we like it and it makes the cut, maybe we'll see if we can work something out with you. But we want original content only. We want something that we could all be proud of together.
Preferably a 12-pack of tacos.
12-pack of tacos.
8's my limit. 8's my limit, or I'm duking the pants. But so I think we're going to open up with the movies that are coming out.
Oh, the movies. We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do the movies.
So many.
Yeah, there's so many to talk about real quick. And some of the trailers that we saw like last night. that'll be coming out, right?
Yeah.
Well, those trailers were
those
too
trailers were all. I've
Yeah.
seen them before. I mean,
We
yeah,
saw
Spider
the
trailer.
we saw the midnight preview last night of Desolation of Smaug, and we'll get into our personal feelings about that in a minute. But we want to go over some really heavy hitting geek movies that are coming out within the next couple of months, or even after our 2-week break that we're going to get into. And we're going to start from the one that's farthest away and get to the one that's the closest. First and foremost, the next Hobbit movie is due out July 18th. Now, this is something that we're posing to the audience because on that same day, someone's got the cojones to put the X-Men up against the Hobbit.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's
Interesting.
going to be very interesting to see
who takes the
especially
takes the
after
number
this.
Well, if this one sucked
that's
as bad
awesome.
as you guys said it does, then it's going to.
Well,
I think it's definitely going to have an issue
It
with
did
the.
make a good amount of money last night.
Yeah, it was
sure
sort of
it did.
Titanic.
Yeah, but nobody knew what they were going to say.
But we have to wait
you know?
until the end of the weekend.
Yeah, the
to
dust
see
has
what
got
the
to
real
settle.
numbers pull through.
But I just think that's an interesting. They're both coming out July 18th of 2015 or 2014.
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to put up a poll. It's going to be a long-running poll. Let's see where you people think. We're going to put it up on the Corrosive Radio site, corrosiveradio.com. You go to Geek Blast Post and you put it up, and you'll be able to see the poll. And we're going to get that up there, and let's see what the crowd thinks. Let's see if our geeks are as smart as they think they are.
Sure. I agree with that.
So we're excited about both of those. I myself am leaning a little bit more towards the Hobbit because I'm a J.R. Tolkien homo. But what we got after that is the 300 trailer. That is March 7th. Mm-hmm. We saw the preview of that last night before the sneak preview.
Yeah, it looked
pretty
good.
good.
I thought it was action-packed. 300 felt 300-ish.
But see, what they did right was they kept it in the same vein as the first
Yeah.
one. They didn't try to venture out and do something new and improved and age cutting. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And some of the same actors too from
Yeah,
300
a lot
were
of
in
the
there
same
as well.
actors
Yeah.
and the actors that weren't there were replaced.
I like the
one
fact-
was in Game of Thrones. What was,
Lena Headey.
thank you.
But look,
Yes.
Stinkfist coming
Yes.
up big with the 2-pointer.
She's in that. Yeah, she was
I
in
like the
first one.
fact that they're just also telling another tale that went on almost
Simultaneously,
well, not really
almost, right?
simultaneously, because in that trailer they did mention that the 300 have fallen.
Right.
So
it
it's-
could have been
it's-
after.
It's
or
somewhat
leading up to
simultaneously
it.
and a little bit afterwards,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. I think.
Yeah.
Plus, it did look amazing.
And I'm sorry, this is all 2014 releases.
Yeah, now we're into the
2014
2014 releases.
Right.
We got where are we at? We just left off on 300. So we got the Noah trailer, which is actually up on our website also. You should
Yeah,
check
you
it
can
out.
check that out. Corrosive Radio.
That's Darren Aronofsky, one of my favorite directors. He's done a lot of other cool stuff. The story of Noah, in my opinion, gobbledygook. But the movie looks pretty cool, so check that out. Something that all four here at the table actually seem pretty excited to see. 47 Ronin.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's their up on Christmas Day.
But you know that movie's bombing in Japan right now.
Everything
really?
bombs in Japan. You've heard it
No,
here.
no, not a samurai movie. It doesn't bomb in Japan.
It's
An
not a-
American
it's not a-
made
yeah, it's
samurai movie?
American
I don't
made
know.
samurai
It's
movie.
Americanized, yeah.
Nobody-
I don't know about that.
I think it looks good though. I mean,
yeah.
look, when we first started the show, that there was a trailer out for that show.
Yeah, there
for
was
that
a sneak
movie.
peeker.
It was a sneak peeker, and it looked pretty good then. And then the extended one, I just seen that one last.
Yeah,
week.
it had a lot of what you're looking
Keanu
for.
Reeves is good. I mean,
He's good in that role.
yeah.
Thinking of
He's
Keanu Reeves, thinking about how badly I love this movie, Constantine, and how badly it bombed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really can't go by.
That's true.
What it does.
Constantine is a great.
I love that movie.
It's a
I
great
love
concept too.
it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is, and that's and it did horrible.
It did. It did. Yeah, 100%.
But I watched it through and through, and I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, but you're
I
not
think-
pissed off that Constantine's not English or blonde in that movie?
Things you just move past. Like
Yeah,
everything
I
else.
was past
It's
that.
kind of like getting over the fact that
You woke up next to a tranny.
Well, that and
Yeah,
also
you have
the
to
fact
go
that movie-wise, I can go on for days about how until Marvel opened its own studio, all their characters
so,
have
so
been butchered.
we all kind of got to push that by the
this is my
wayside and view for what it is.
It's not as bad as a Green Mile Kingpin.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, that was an
right. So
abomination.
that's my point.
Yeah.
We got Winter Soldier coming up, Captain America 2. That's April 14th of 2014.
That one's
Can't wait for
badass.
that.
So a lot of
looks really
Christmas
good.
scene of that looked pretty good. We got the Spider-Man 2. We already got that up.
Yeah, that trailer's on our
We got that
site.
up on the
Check that out.
Corrosive website, on our Facebook page. You can check that out. And you know what? I'm really hesitant to mention the Transformers because after Bumblebee peed on John Turturro's face and with oil, I checked out on that franchise. But some of you guys out there might like it. Call in, tell me why I'm an idiot.
I heard that Michael Bay was making a new movie, and he was signed on for a Star Wars flick. It's called Star Wars Mouse Droid. And all you see in the trailer, in the movie poster, is just explosions in the background.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
And
all
there's
you're
a big
gonna
mouse
get out of
droid.
Yeah.
Explosions will only get you so far.
Oh boy.
One of the ones that got us all excited here too, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like
Ninja
they're gonna
Turtles.
return into,
I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan.
But
Yeah.
it sounds like they're going to return to the graphic novel Ninja
Right.
Turtles
Yes.
too as
Eastman
well.
and
The
Laird
dark-
guys.
Eastman
Exactly.
and Laird,
They're a
exactly.
little darker. It's not this cowabunga shit. So.
Right.
No, it's not. But it is definitely classic Turtles.
Well,
right?
I'm excited for the prospect of what it
yeah.
could be.
Oh, I'm
curious to see what
It could be
they're-
our
I'm so happy.
generation's reboot of
Yeah.
the Turtles the way they should have been when they were first released, but then they were kind of
Cartoonized, yeah.
for
Mass
us,
production,
really.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. No, they were definitely.
Well, I'm curious to
RoboCop.
see what
We
their
got
personalities.
RoboCop 2 coming out for February 7th. It's a little Samuel L.
The
Jackson
reboot.
in there.
The reboot.
Yeah,
reboot.
RoboCop the reboot. Yeah.
yeah, we have that on our site. You can
Yeah,
check that
that's
out,
up
too.
there too, man. You guys got to get on that site. You can get all caught up for 2014. And that kind of leads me to the unfortunate task at hand, the most recent release that we saw
last
and,
night. Well, if anybody else went to the
Midnight
midnight
premiere.
showing, which I was kind of surprised they did a midnight showing.
I was too.
'Cause usually
actually.
they've been doing 9:30, 10 o'clock kind of showings, and because
I have my flak jacket on.
yeah,
so I was
the
prepared.
unfortunate thing that happened with
Yeah,
Batman.
tragedy.
But, I was surprised that they had that at 12 midnight
And 2 theaters.
but I was just so disappointed because I sat through that long movie, and it was just very drawn out.
I think you're being kind.
I am.
The greatest part of that movie to me was the free poster I got.
Yeah,
That was cool. That was really cool. The
that was
movie
cool.
poster is awesome.
It comes with a little commemorative movie poster. It's got all the main characters in it, but we got there around midnight. It was a sparse crowd.
Yeah,
We
very
all-
sparse. You
yeah,
could have got
very
any seat
sparse.
you wanted.
Except for the guy who sounded like he had tuberculosis.
He was
4 rows
coughing the
up.
whole
Oh my god!
time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
there was
not
an
happy
iron
about
lung
that guy.
in the front of the movie theater. But the movie kind of breaks in, and we're going to do our best to respect the fans that haven't seen. But please, if you have seen it, call us up and give us your opinion.
Yeah.
201-580-1372.
Yeah, because we're not, we're all sitting here and we're not sure, because we all are such fans, we're not sure if we actually don't like it, but we really, halfway through the movie, I think around hour 6 in the movie, I was like, is anything going to happen yet? And then around hour 8.5, when nothing happened, you kind of realize that this is just a 2.5 hour long welcome to a New Zealand tourist guide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Like,
A lot of running.
a lot of running.
Come to see New Zealand. You'll
And
be
they're
you
rolling
can be
hills.
in the Lord of the Rings.
They shoehorn Legolas in there.
Yeah, which I
Created
thought
a-
was very odd.
But I heard that there was a lot of different books that have come out
Yes.
that have those actual
and that
scenes,
and that
they
would
added
fit
to the
into
rest.
that. But the
Appendix,
woman,
yes.
Tamriel, she's completely fictional from what I understand.
Really?
The love affair she has with the dwarf,
Yeah.
which I found
All made
unsettling
up?
on so many levels.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was but it was almost like pedophilia. He's like a little human, and she's this 1,000-year-old elf.
And let me ask you this: to me, now, if you also listeners know this off the top of your head, give us a call in. Aren't hobbits the smallest people in
Yes.
in the universe?
As far as I know, they're the
Okay,
smallest.
because
people
it looked to
in the
me like Bilbo, right? That's who
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Was about the
is the
same
same
size
size as all
as
the dwarves.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Some
get
of
it.
them.
But if you
All
look
of
at,
them
but if
pretty
you
much
go back
so.
to the first 3 movies, Gimli was a dwarf.
Yeah.
A Scottish accent having, beer swilling, axe wielding boulder of a man.
Yeah.
Now this pack of dwarves are like fancy boys with pretty
Yeah.
mustaches and
Yeah.
like steampunk, and I'm like, man, it's kind of weak.
Well, you got to think though; they were all pampered, I guess, right?
Well, they were nomadic. They were nomadic because
Yeah.
they had to leave the kingdom.
But at
You're
one
talking
time-
about
at one time,
they were all
Yeah.
somewhat royalty.
Somewhat
Yeah.
royalty. Gimli
Yeah.
never really was because his people were.
Well, I thought it was cool
Beat
that
up
you
by
got
that
to
point.
meet his father, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
A little
But
bit of
again,
background.
I don't know how I feel about that. Was that just shoehorned into the movie as a
Yes,
picture
it
of his
probably
son?
was.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But that was one of them small aspects of all that shoehorning that I appreciated.
I see. When something feels forced like that, it just drives me nuts. Because this story is good enough, and the director's good enough, for you don't need to fall back on parlor tricks like that.
I agree with you 100%. But then again, I'm also was under the impression from day one that this should have been 2 movies.
Yes, me and Mike spoke about that.
I don't see
know
why
where-
you have a 3rd movie. It basically means that you just took you're making things up at this point.
No, you're trying to make
You're
more
extending.
money.
Well, yeah, you're making more money.
trying
But
to
you're
make more
you're
money.
extending things that really have no business to be extended.
No,
make that movie if you want. Then make movies about the appendages. If it's about money, then they'd make more money if they had, instead of shoehorning something into somewhere that doesing belong.
Hey, listen, this is the sixth movie in the franchise. He's doing something right.
No,
but
I hear you.
somebody needs to teach Peter Jackson about the editing feature. He must have missed that day in class. But and I don't want to sound like a J.R. Tolkien hater. I have adored the man since my childhood. I've defended every one of his movies up until this point. But for the 3 hours from midnight to 3 a.m. watching this movie, I was just genuinely disappointed. The Geek Blast crew went. We had Dave, we had Mike there. I don't know. Their opinions may be a little different.
No,
I felt like it was just in Lord of the Rings, really. That's what I felt. I felt that I was watching Lord of the Rings all over again.
I think it's a fair point.
Really, I mean.
There's a lot of walking, a lot of talking.
It was the same thing. A lot of, but the end of the movie is where it started getting good.
Yeah.
And then it ended.
Well, that was the redemption of the movie. Was that's when they finally meet Smaug, and I'm not going to spoiler or kill Smaug because it's actually the most exciting part of the movie.
I would agree.
I mean, he was done very.
They
well.
did him very well. He is the apocalyptic dragon figure that you want. He's clever. He articulates well.
Yes,
I do think that could have been longer. Like
it should have by all means been longer.
Yeah,
2.5 hour movie and the dragon's in it for 11 and a half minutes.
Well, was it really that long? That short of a time? I mean, I thought it was at least 15 minutes of him running around.
It was like 20 minutes, but still.
It's still
20 minutes of him just
when
wandering
you're sitting
around.
through a 3-hour movie, you start to lose track of time.
Yeah.
I also think that the title should have never been titled that.
The Desolation of Smaug.
Yeah, because what's the word desolation mean?
Yeah.
Right?
That
never happens.
No, it did not.
It doesn't even come close to happening.
No,
actually, no, I'm sorry, it does, but I don't want to spoil that.
Yeah, we won't spoil that.
Yeah.
The orcs in this one look a lot eviler, a lot darker. They come from a darker recess of Middle Earth, whereas in the first three, the orcs are more feral and segmented and
they
fractured.
Just beat each other up for no reason.
In this one, they seem more united, which was kind of cool with the Wolf Riders.
Yep.
The elves as always hold up their end of the bargain. They're killing people left and right. Legolas, and if you're a Legolas fan, please call in and tell me off. But the entire movie, he's just killing things and sliding on the back of them like he's done for the last 3 movies.
It was a bit much.
It was like a 1950s beach blanket bingo movie,
surf movie. Yeah,
it was insane.
If you went out and saw the movie last night, or if you're seeing it today, because this is the premiere day, just give us a call in 201-580-3712.
3712.
And tell us what you thought of the movie.
Yeah, we'd really like to hear an outsider's opinion.
Yeah.
But sometimes
we could be biased.
We're biased, I think, because we all just saw it together and didn't really have a good time.
So
it's a good thing that you didn't come, Toombs, honestly.
I felt it.
You would.
I sensed that it was going to be an error of my ways.
I dropped him off after the movie right in his car and went right to work.
It was bad.
That's putting in some extra geek hours.
That's
respect. I would have slept through the whole fucking thing. I know it.
Yeah,
I know.
You know how hard?
At 12 o'clock, but it was tough. It really was. To stay awake for the whole thing.
And the 3D glasses?
I remember the first time, and the first one was a much better movie, to my understanding, and I had a hard time.
Of the first movie? Yeah, the first Hobbit movie, I agree. Much better than this one.
So what are the redeeming qualities? We got Smaug, who was good.
Well, yeah, Smaug was good.
Smaug was good.
The action scenes were awesome.
But they were just too short.
They were, yes.
Yeah, but they were still good.
Yeah, they were
in my
good,
opinion.
I thought it was cool that you got to see a different part of Middle Earth that you didn't get. Some of the spots they showed you in the movie is cool because of, like, them panoramic shots made sense to me.
Yeah.
Some of the other panoramics.
Like when they found the Wood Elf camp?
Yeah, like the Wood Elf camp was
when
kind of
they're walking
cool.
on a little hill in the middle of a wide open area.
Yes,
the one part I hated
the
was
mountain itself was, the cool environment when the dwarves finally made it to the mountain with, the lake town and the whole shebang. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool. The one part I hated, though, I was like, all right, this is, like, think of something new. Is, they're all running through the field, and Gandalf's like, come on!
Yeah.
You're like, all right, come on, in my opinion.
I thought it was cool that you got to see a different part of Middle Earth.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
So did I.
we all felt the
I agree with me.
same way, yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
The fight scenes were cool. The orcs were cool. It's just, overall, you could have probably edited that movie down to a brisk 90 minutes.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. Like, if you take all the non-making sense panoramics out of it or cinematography out of it, of the land itself, you boil down that movie to probably a good hour and a half. Yeah. I mean, maybe we're being totally...
But we're, again, like I said, full disclosure, we're all Tolkien fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fans.
This is my favorite book. Like, I didn't understand when the whole thing started. I was the guy saying this is good, but why are they starting with
why are they starting with
why are they
Hobbit?
starting why are they starting with Fellowship and not the Hobbit? Like to me, it never made sense to begin with why they went the way they went and how they went about it. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, tale wise, I guess making a movie of
if anybody can learn anything
trilogy
from
would be
Star
better.
Wars, you don't make the prequels after. The prequels should
Right.
always come first.
Yeah.
You know, like you should never do it. It's a formula for
I
disaster.
agree with that.
But
Well, a lot of people would argue that fact for you.
if you want to argue that fact, you call up and I will shut you down. Those
try,
first
yeah.
3, 1, 2, and 3, dude, come on.
If you're gonna call in and try to argue Star Wars, I'm just gonna say one thing.
You're gonna lose.
We're baiting you.
Yeah.
By the way, the number is 201-580-3712 if you want to be put in a trap.
Yeah, we're really looking to people to talk about this because
Yeah.
I don't know if we're just curmudgeons and we're viewing it wrong, but I'd like to see somebody who's enthusiastic about
well,
it.
I know too, you're mad enthusiastic about it, and you didn't get to see it, and you were expecting probably the same thing I was expecting it to be.
At least as good as the first.
At least as good as the first, yeah. And it in my opinion, it wasn't.
It's not good.
The story was good and all of that stuff.
3D was awesome.
See, you're not all right.
No, you
I
thought 3D
disagree.
was good.
Well, I
it was
thought we
terrible.
wasted money on the 3D.
In the
this
beginning,
movie.
it was kind of blurry, and then they fixed it.
No, but not
right?
even that. The 3D there was like when butterflies are flying out of tree canopies
bees.
and water.
I mean,
yeah,
come
like
on.
really, dude.
It was not
Come
what
on.
it should have been.
There was that
You know,
they,
it
I like
seems to
3D
almost.
movies though, so that's like
I like 3D movies
I like
too.
them a lot.
It seems
Well, I thought
to
it was
almost meet
good.
the stereotype that Kevin Smith made in Clerks too. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
they're walking,
yeah, that's what
they look
I
at
want
each
to get
other.
that, yeah.
They're walking.
Yeah.
Little glance. They're walking, drop the ring, and they walk some more. You know, shrug it off, and
And you can't
a lot of walking, a lot of traveling. You know what I mean? Which is good. You know, nice for a Discovery Channel or whatever. But I mean, for an epic movie that's 3.5 hours long, there should be more action.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And they had so many chances for great action when they fight
Right.
the spider colony, when they fight the orcs, when they fight. There's a great scene where Gandalf fights the newly arisen spirit of Saruman.
Yeah.
on a
Sounds
bridge.
cool. You know.
But it was short though.
It was
could have
very
been.
short.
But it was good.
Most of the good parts of this movie
Are
are
short.
short.
So the boring stuff was long and drawn
Yes.
out,
Yeah.
and then the cool stuff was very short.
Very
and
short and abrupt.
Yep.
And then
cut out all the
back.
garbage, and they should re-release it with just all the.
Yeah.
All the action. It'd be a very
All the
short
action.
movie.
Beautiful.
A 22-minute movie.
It'd be the Hobbit short is what it would be
Yeah.
called.
It's sad, man. It's sad.
It really is kind of sad.
It
Shortness
sounds
of
sad.
Smaug.
The shortness of Smaug.
You know, it's like we were talking about last year. Maybe 2 parts at the most, but 3 parts to
Yeah,
spread
I
it
don't-
out that far. You know what I mean?
Right. And
Lord of the
that's
Rings
the
was much bigger because it was individual books.
Right,
This
by
is one
itself.
freaking book broken into
Into
a
3 parts.
small book.
And it's not a huge. It's
the
not like a
smallest
300-page
of the-
book.
It's the smallest
Oh,
book.
yeah.
of the
Exactly.
series.
So to take that and draw it out across 3 movies, I think it was a stupid move.
But I've also been told that some of the content isn't made up. It's stuff that's in other books that they
Yeah, I heard
decided
that
to,
too.
that
I
they
heard that
decided
too.
to incorporate because of the original trilogy.
Right.
If anybody out there knows that this Tamriel elf is actually a character in another compendium, or if she was just because as I understand, she was
Yeah.
just created for the film.
Right.
She had nothing to do with any of the compendiums or any of the other J.R.R. Tolkien information. So
I thought it was cool that she was the chick from Lost, though.
yeah, I mean,
I digged on
was
her.
hot.
Oh
She-
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now you said it. I just okay.
She's
I
the
was
chick
putting two
from
and two
Lost, the
together.
main chick from Lost.
And she wasn't terrible. She could hold her own.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
no, she was badass. In
But
that
when
thing.
then she fell in love with the dwarf.
Yeah, all right. Well,
it's like,
hey,
you
man,
know, Middle
can't
Earth
help
has
who you love.
interracial
Yeah, you can.
connotations.
I don't want
right?
to watch. I'm not trying to watch short people porn with an elf. Like,
Well, guys, we got a caller.
All right.
Great. Let's take this caller.
What do we got?
welcome to Kmdt Geek Blast.
You're on KMDD Geek Blast. What's your name? Where you calling from? And turn your radio down.
Hey, it's Sam from Mobile, Alabama.
How you doing, Sam?
Sam, how you doing,
One of the
man?
finest places in this country. I've been through there. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's all right, I guess.
Come on.
So, did you have a question or a comment on Smog?
Yeah, you guys are talking about the Desolation of Smaug.
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering. I after watching the two movies a million times now, I've already seen Desolation of Smaug 4 times now. I think
Okay.
there's a clear lack of emphasis on the dwarves and too much emphasis on things like a relationship between Tariel and Keeley.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I
we
was
were
just
just-
saying.
Yeah, we were just saying that we
couldn't
didn't
agree with you more.
understand that whole thing.
Now, how? So you sound like a student of the genre. So let me ask you this: the visual representation of the dwarves, does that bother you?
Not really, aside from Thorin and Keeley. Really, those are the only two that I couldn't really come to terms with because, I mean, Thorin is referred to in the book at one point as King of the Longbeards. And he's got the shortest beard in the company, so aside from Keeley, who has no beard, which makes no sense.
So now, since you did see the Desolation of Smaug, how do you think they handled the Bard?
Handled what?
The Bard, the human Bard who got him across the lake?
I liked him. I liked him a lot. I was expecting him to be older. As many times as I've read the book, I was definitely expecting him to be a little bit older, especially with those three kids. But the actor did a fine job. I just feel like he was rushed. All these new characters were rushed. They got 2-second sequences.
That's
like Bjorn was barely there. Bard seemed like he was barely there. The Master of Lake Town was barely there.
Yeah, no, I excellent. That's exactly where I was going with it. You definitely are a student of Tolkien.
Let me ask you this. One of my big problems with the whole dwarf thing was the fact also that it seemed to me that Bilbo was the same size as they were. Did you not get that feeling from watching the movie too? Like, why couldn't they do it like they did in the first three movies? I didn't like it at all. What was your opinion on that?
Well, yeah, I agree, because in the first one we only have Gimli, John Rhys Davis, who's already 6'4", and so his actual height ratio to the actors playing the Hobbits was very appropriate. Right. But in this one, they got a couple guys who were over 6 foot, but most of them are around Martin Freeman's height, which is about 5'5", 5'10".
Yeah. And nobody saw that as an issue in post-production?
I guess not. I was assuming whenever the cast was announced, I was like, okay, they're going to try and work those kinks out so it doesn't look like these dwarves are Hobbit height. But, I mean, ones like Graham McTavish as Dwalin, he worked well. Richard Armitage as Thorin works well.
Yeah. I mean, some of them definitely did have their pluses, but on a whole, I just figured, all dwarves or all hobbits are smaller than dwarves, so any way you look at it.
Yeah.
So now, in context of this movie, what is the saving grace for you? What did you enjoy about the movie?
I enjoyed every minute I was in the theater. I enjoyed seeing the book brought to life, seeing Lake Town for the first time. I've imagined it for years and years. I mean, a tear came to my eye whenever Bilbo first walked into Erebor, and that moment is such a huge moment for me in the book. That was definitely enjoyable. The whole film in its tone was quite enjoyable.
So let me ask you this. You said you saw the movie 4 times already?
3 now. I'm going in for a 4th tonight.
Okay. Oh, you were one of our.
So you've been going to movies all day?
Yeah, you were.
Oh, yeah.
3-hour movie, dude.
I always feel a certain way when I get out of the first viewing, so I got to go see it a second time, and I always like it a little bit more after the second time. I'm really liking it now. I got my issues, but have to wait for the third one.
Well,
how they all three play out together. I think I'll appreciate it a lot more.
So you, how much are movies out by you? Are they the same price out by us?
Yeah,
they're $10.25 for the night ticket, but then my ticket that was for the special matinee, that was only $5.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I respect your dedication, man. I appreciate you calling in. You really added a pretty good slant on things. I have no redeeming qualities except Smaug. Smaug to me
Smaug was excellent, I thought.
Yeah, he was the only
Oh, yeah.
But
that was exactly how it should have been. Amazing.
Yeah, I can also agree on Lake Town, though. That was done really well.
That was done well. It was done really well. But during Lake Town is when they introduced that fake elven girl.
Yeah.
I thought that would have bothered our caller. He seems like he's very knowledgeable on the topic.
Is she made up?
Yeah, do you know that?
Yeah, she's completely made up.
Yeah,
completely made up, pulled out of their ass. No, sorry if I can't say that. No reference to her in the books whatsoever. It makes sense that Legolas is there.
Right?
He was referred to as the Prince of Mirkwood.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So dude, we really appreciate you calling in. Now, where'd you find us? How'd you get turned on to the show, bud?
I'm on comicbookmovies.com.
Okay.
Oh, good friends of ours. Very good friends of ours.
And
Make sure you give us a thumbs up on there, will you?
They posted a thing that said, win a Star Wars T-shirt by calling Kmdt Geek Blast.
Yeah, that's at 8:30. That's in about 30 seconds from now.
Yeah, we're gonna do a. You know what?
We're gonna keep him on the line and see if he can guess our movie quote.
Our Mobile, Alabama fan. We're gonna keep you on the line. We're gonna give you first crack at the movie quote. If you get it, you get a JKA T-shirt from our friend Danny over at JK Academy.
Yeah,
and
Jedi Knight Academy.
Wearing it on town proud. Remember, you got it from Geek Blast, so your friends are a little jealous.
Awesome.
Yes.
All
Oh, you have no idea.
Got this.
Here we go.
All right, so Stinkfist, go ahead, play the quote for us,
Oh,
please.
it's not 8:30 yet, but all right.
Yeah, it's
we'll do it a little
8:29.
early.
It's
It's
all right.
8:29.
Okay, we'll give the guy a first crack. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, my problem is, Miss Little Fella, I can't get the antlers glued onto this little guy. We've tried crazy glue, but it don't work.
Have you tried Staples?
Staples?
Can you
No,
get?
it's a holiday movie.
It's a holiday movie,
We're going with.
and then it falls in the sci-fi/supernatural genre. Do you need us to play it again?
Go ahead.
Yeah, do it one more time.
Well, my problem is, Miss Little Fella, I can't get the antlers glued onto this little guy. We've tried crazy glue, but it don't work.
Have you tried Staples?
Staples?
It makes me laugh.
So do you know who the actor is, at least?
Well,
Yes,
what's your guess?
That sounds so familiar. Oh. Is it? It's a Christmas movie. Is it a Scrooge
buddy,
movie?
it's right on the tip of your tongue. I hear
Okay,
it.
but you got to give us the name of the movie.
That was sexy. Like growl. That was a nice growl.
It's not. Is it Scrooged?
Oh! We got it. It's a trap.
It's a trick.
You got it. You got it, man.
And I say yes.
All right, so here's what you're gonna do, brother. You're gonna go to our website, www.corrosiveradio.com. You're gonna go up to the section that says contact. You're gonna give us your mailing address and your phone number, because we don't want you to give any of that over the air.
Over the air, yeah.
Okay.
All right?
What's the website?
www.corrosiveradio.com, and there's a section up there.
Gotcha.
All right, and you send us that, and then we'll get you out your Star Wars T-shirt. You have Mike. Does he have two options?
Yeah, you can either get the Stormtrooper one or the Jedi Knight Academy. So
Okay.
it's a Stormtrooper Academy or Jedi Knight Academy.
Right, and if you're looking at us on the comicbookmovie.com post, you see the two options. All right, so just put the option that you want in the email that you send us.
Awesome.
All right,
Don't
man.
be a stranger, man.
All right,
Don't be a stranger.
congratulations,
Call
man.
And
back,
make sure you give us the
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, take it. Make sure you give us the thumbs up on Comic Book Movie, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, take care, brother.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, later, guys.
All right, well, that was
All
kind
right,
of cool.
I thought that was too easy. That's what I thought.
But that's what we had to do. Nobody got gremlins last week, dude.
Yeah,
we
nobody
had
got
to give
Gremlins.
somebody something.
Oh, by the way, the movie quote was Gremlins, last
yeah.
week.
yeah,
come on.
The
Gremlins.
bathroom buddy.
Yeah, nobody nailed it. We got it. You know.
We had that one person that tried to get it.
What did
and
she guess?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Was it
she guessed the
Platoon? I think she said
Christmas
Platoon.
story.
Christmas story.
A Christmas story.
Which,
No,
like,
Ralph
why
ain't
not?
messing with
Ralph
the
ain't
baby.
I thought she
messing
said
with no
Deer
Christmas
Hunter.
buddy.
Deer Hunter.
I thought
That's
that's
a
what she
great
said.
holiday movie.
Yeah.
Deer Hunter.
So we want to give a layup to our listeners, because we love our listeners. We love the people who visit our sites, and we want you guys to share in the glow that is geekdom. So,
Yes, the glow that is Gleek blast. Gleek.
So now that we've moved past the movie quote, which I think we're done with Smaug. I mean, I'm done.
Yeah,
with
I'm
Smaug.
done with
yeah,
Smaug.
I mean, basically, if you haven't got the overture of everything we've just got over, the movie,
In our opinion,
if
wasn't
you-
as good as it should have been.
if you've ever watched Grass Grow, you have watched this movie.
Yeah.
But you guys haven't actually said it sucked.
It
You know what I
sucked.
mean? You're like,
I'll say it right now.
I mean,
It's-
I wouldn't go that
I can't
harsh
say
in
that.
the word, but
You
know,
can't
I
say
enjoyed
that?
I
parts of
can't
it,
say
and
that just because of I have to agree with our caller.
No, he
in a
made
way,
some
I have
great
to agree with
points.
our caller with some of the things that they did show you. Some of the cinematography of
Right.
it made it cool.
Right.
Now, the overuse of that cinematography is where
Exactly.
I run into a huge problem with
Exactly.
the
How many times-
length of the movie.
How many times do you catch yourself rolling your
But
eyes at the
it was,
screen?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't
over
want
and
to
over.
watch it
Or trying to
from
keep my eyes
midnight.
open.
right.
Yeah, it was
So
tough.
score 1 to 10. What do you give it? A 5?
4.
Ooh,
At
that's
best.
rough. I
I'm
would say
saying
6.
7.
7?
I'm saying 7.
7 is
Whoa.
decent.
I would say 7 for the simple fact of if you're a fan of the book, some
Yes.
of them places are going to be, like our caller said, something that you.
But they're
that you
perverted by
thought-
inserting fictional characters that fall in love with dwarves.
I get that, bro. I do.
You got to get past
But
it.
you
I
have
can't.
some
Did
things
you see that dwarf?
Well,
I saw him.
hey, I have plenty of gripes about plenty of movies, and you guys always tell me to
Listen,
get
and I'm saying this in full disclosure. I'm a huge Arrow Togo fan. I read all the books. I enjoyed all the other movies. This one just really just shat the bed. It
Yeah.
just
Oh.
It didn't. You know, when you
I would
watch a
agree
movie,
with it, that it
when you
shot
watch
the
a
bed.
movie, you wait for that movie to drop into that next gear where things are going to take off. This thing idled the entire time. So,
And the minute you thought it was going to ramp up, it
didn't.
moved
Yeah, it was
back
over.
down to second gear. Like they power shifted real fast. Pap, 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 pap. You know,
So,
and I'm like,
You know, if anybody out there is going to see it, you know, or has seen it, call in. Because if we're wrong or you've seen it a different way, our last caller, very educated caller, you got something to bring to the table. We'd love to hear it. Check out our Facebook and website page, too. There's a lot of posts about this stuff. So if you guys want to get involved in the Geek Blast community, go on to corrosiveradio.com, go to KMDTB Geek Blast. You can go through there. You can post your own little stuff, and we'll communicate with you through there. Our Facebook page is also updated with a lot of stuff. So get involved, man. This is community effort. This is community geeks. We all got to stick together.
I agree.
So now that we've done unventing on Peter Jackson and his 2.5 hour long pat on the back,
or smack in the back of the head.
Yeah, basically. Did we should have Gibbs? Did we? We have a lot of things that we can go over. We're moving into the comic book section of the show, so I think the Shield mid-season finale.
I wouldn't necessarily. Was it considered a mid-season finale? I don't know.
I thought it was the season finale.
No, it's not. It's coming back the 7th of January.
Oh,
so it's only like a week off that they took, or 2 weeks off.
All right, so then the latest episode of Shield.
I found the latest episode to be great, and then would unleash the rest of the season, which ties it into everything else that I've been saying from the get-go.
Yeah, but you think it's going to tie into any Marvel movie?
Yeah,
Is there another movie coming out? No, right? Not before they come back.
No.
They have plenty of time to set something up.
Yeah, exactly. And they already did set up the stuff. They set up the stuff with this this outer entity that's controlling the one girl who I can't remember what her name is right now, but who's the one that set up the guy with the fire hand in the first episode.
The girl in the floral dress.
Yes, the girl in the floral dress is what they call her. No, he's right, exactly.
That's what they call her, the girl in the floral dress.
By having all that happen with her in this episode, was able to set up the whole thing. Plus them, spoiler alert, them taking Coulson.
Yeah, big spoiler alert there. Big spoiler
by
alert.
them taking Coulson and the end saying that, right before they go to take him, she's talking to that dude that they broke out of prison.
Poe was actually, that was one of the biggest parts of the episode, them defining Poe as a character.
Right.
You start to see Poe's sinister and darker side and his actual role in the entire...
And he kind of talks to the guy that's actually pulling the strings.
Yeah, clairvoyant. Clairvoyant. He talks to the clairvoyant. That's how their technology keeps advancing.
Because they're always a couple ahead, always a few steps ahead.
All in all, I didn't think it was bad. I'm still waiting for that big money shot with these guys. But the show's good enough where I'll continue to watch to find out.
Yeah, I've kind of fallen off of the show. I really.
It's understandably so. I mean, you got shows out there like Sleepy Hollow. I'm watching Doctor Who. There's a lot of competition out there, but I have hope for this show. This show is the only show that's pulling its own weight against NCIS. Every show in that time slot.
It's my favorite show in the world.
But it gets murdered by NCIS. But now you got Marvel Shield. They're pulling like a 3 every week, which is a great for 18 to 49. They're pulling 3%.
I thought they were doing bad.
They were for a minute until they did that Thor tie-in and it booted back up.
Yeah.
Well, I know if they don't pull it together within the second part of the season,
It's over.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I
see
agree
it
100%.
happening,
They can't keep circling the topics the way they are. They need to dive into one. So
I think it'll be over. They have all the control in the world, so.
Well, they re-signed it for one more full season. So at the end of that full season,
Shield on the hub.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, if it makes enough money, they'll keep it.
That's what it boils down to.
It's all about the movie.
it would. But that show definitely cost money to make.
I love that show. So
for
for me, like I said, I'm also a huge fan of the comic itself when it was out. For me, it's still an active, ongoing collection because I don't have it in a complete run yet. So it's for me, it's I geek out on it all the time.
Well, now that Sons of Anarchy is over.
Yeah,
I can
that
catch
was
up on
craziness.
Shield. Gemma, I'm pulling for you, baby.
Could you believe that, man? My mouth was like, by the end of that episode, man, oh my god, my mouth just was not closing. I was drooling.
I'm not feeling the geek. I'm not feeling the geek here. Biker gangs, come on.
People geek out on that.
They terrify me.
I've never
They
watched the show.
terrify you.
I've never watched the show, so I can't necessarily
I love that show, man.
It's a great show.
I geek out on that show.
Again, it's one of them shows that people love. Obviously, like
Irony.
the other show that I've never watched. It both of you guys love.
Justified.
No,
Great show.
What's the one with the guy?
Oh,
Malcolm's dad.
Breaking Bad.
Here we go
Bad.
with Breaking
There you
Bad.
go.
Come on. All
I'm
right,
just
let's-
saying.
No,
You know what I mean?
No,
But
you're not
Mikey,
saying anything.
that pitchfork to the back of the head over and
Oh
over
my God,
again.
I couldn't believe it.
That sounds painful.
It was bad.
It wasn't a
was
pitchfork.
bad.
It was
one of those
meat fork.
Yeah, one of those. You know the double pointed
You know,
meat
one of those
fork
meat
things.
forks.
Yeah, like a tangy type.
Oh, this
fork.
girl got it in the worst way in the back of her head, over and over and over again.
Now, do you have any? Because last week we touched on these Netflix original series that are coming out.
Right.
Do you have a little more information we can share with people?
Mike Goddard, I think is the gentleman's name that's going to be taking the first episode of the Daredevil. Daredevil's going to be the first series to come out.
Okay.
That much is 100%.
Do you know how many episodes?
13.
Okay, so it's in 13 series,
13
available
season.
primarily only on Netflix.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I know for right now. They may connect it with other sources of media that Disney gives out with people, but I'm not sure about that yet.
When are they thinking about the release?
I think it's going to be 2014.
It'll be this upcoming year, but you don't know if it's more towards.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that.
Okay, guys, I think one of our guests is just calling in right now.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Mick.
Mickey.
Hey, Mick. How you doing, bud?
Perfect time.
What's up, guys?
All the comics.
Yeah, we were just starting to talk about some of the new Netflix stuff that's going to be coming out next year. That Goddard's basically, he's going to be doing the first episode of the Daredevil series, which is going to be the first incarnation of the Marvel series that come out on Netflix exclusively. Did you hear about that?
There's supposed to be, about 3 or 4 different shows they're doing, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing actually 4 with a hope of like a 2-hour movie exclusively for Netflix also after. And they're only going to be, I think, 13 episodes apiece. But they're not going to come out all at the same time, though.
Now,
I can see them trying to step up all the next level of movies, though, going through Netflix to build a fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually buying Netflix.
Oh,
Does anybody know who the heroes we're looking at are? We got Daredevil.
We got Daredevil's going to be the first one, and then the other heroes, and I'm not sure about their releases of like when in it's all going to happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sure which ones are going to come first. Like the next one, I don't know what the second one is, but I know one of the characters is Iron Fist. One of the other characters is Power Man.
They're going to do a Power Man.
Yeah,
there's been talking of Doctor Strange too. They don't know if they're going to do a mainstream movie or something on Netflix with it.
Specifically talking about Netflix, I thought there was 4 characters: Daredevil, Luke Cage, not Power Man, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. I didn't hear Power Man.
Well, no, it's definitely Power Man.
Luke Cage is Power Man.
Luke Cage is Power Man.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Luke Cage is Power Man.
So that's definitely going to be
swing and miss.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be that's going to be the next 3 basically. You're going to have Iron Fist, Luke Cage, or Power Man, and you're going to have Jessica Jones, if I'm not mistaken, which is Luke Cage's wife.
Right.
Exciting.
And then all them movies.
Just incorporate that into the
Well, all these shows are going to be 13 episodes. They're all going to tie into each other. And then at the end of these 4 seasons of shows, they're going to hope to make a Defenders movie, which then they're going to be introducing Doctor Strange into the whole aspect and getting his.
Well, I know there's going to be a big push on Strange. I've been hearing.
Yeah, well, he's also, which Marvel's calling Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that's going to be coming out. Phase 2 that ends with the Ant-Man. It's like everything that now leads up. Pym. Okay. Right. Everything that leads up to the beginning of Phase 2 already started basically with Thor. Now with Winter Soldier, then it's going to have no, I'm sorry. Did 3 come out?
It began with Iron Man 3, I thought.
Yeah, I was going to say I wasn't sure if 3 came out after. 3 came out after the Avengers. Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
So
3 came out after the Avengers, and then Thor came out, and now Cap will come out, and then they'll do the next Avengers movie.
Right, and then Ant-Man will be after that. That's the end of Marvel's Phase 2. Then Phase 3 is going to be Doctor Strange. Then there's a whole bunch of different movies.
You're forgetting Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, Guardians actually is part of Phase 2.
Yeah,
I just can't see that Venom movie they're talking about doing Venom and the Sinister Six. I can't see where those are going to go.
Well, it's
Sony. Not part of the Marvel universe. That's Sony.
Yeah, that's not part of Marvel.
So you know exactly where it's going to go.
Right down the turn.
I just can't see that. I just can't see how they bring that even up and try to hang into that. I don't see why Marvel's not taking those characters back.
Well,
they have contractual obligations. That's why it's probably going to cost them a boatload of money, and it's probably not going to be worth it financially to pay to get them back.
Eventually they'll get
Although
it.
Sinister Six would be pretty freaking interesting.
That would be
Sinister
pretty
Six
cool.
would be a great
I always
movie.
liked them.
But it
That
would
was
be
one
a
of the
good
comments
movie
that
if
got me
Marvel
into it.
had it. It wouldn't be a good. I don't think it'll be a good movie if Sony has it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's Sony's way
No.
of basically not giving the property back. Because if you look
Right.
at what
Sure, they don't wanna
why
give the
Marvel
rights
has
up.
control of Daredevil now is nobody made a movie with Daredevil. So the obligation went back to its original owner.
Right.
Sony's hanging on
Thank-
to Spider-Man as long as they can, cash cow, right? You
Sure,
got
makes
the other
money
company,
every time.
yeah, you got the other company that's doing X-Men, which I think is 20th Century, right? The Stinkfist, right?
Yep.
That's correct.
Yep.
I know they're
never
supposed to
let the
be.
X-Men go.
I know they're supposed to be
Don't they
doing a
have to,
reboot
aren't
on the
these contracts
Fantastic
with
Four
them?
movies too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I think every movie they make, they get that contract gets extended or something like that, right?
Well,
Stinkfist,
eventually,
when you're
yeah.
saying something like that,
I know specifically for Fox that
Right.
I think it's every 3 years they have to produce an X-Men movie. Otherwise, the rights automatically go back to Marvel Studios.
So they could
See,
do
they
this
got-
for the next 40 years.
They got the same setup like that with DC Comics lost the rights to Captain Marvel because they hadn't put a book out, and Marvel put out a Captain Marvel book.
That's right.
And if you look at Marvel books, they put out a new Captain Marvel book every couple of years to keep the rights. Like now it's Carol Denver, the old Ms. Marvel.
Right.
She's Captain Marvel now, and then it was a girl from New Orleans was Captain Marvel for a while. But
Right,
they only
and
put that
the
book out to
Black
hold
Bolt,
on
right?
to the rights. Yeah, they only do it to hold on to the rights.
Yeah. So it's
So
one of
those
them,
books are
it's one of
horrible.
them weird things. Yeah.
So now, Mickey, you do some comic book venturing on your side. Do you have something you want to promote?
Oh, yeah, I got a website. It's the Batcave Comics. You can look it up on Facebook, or I have my actual website, thebatcavecomics.com. I lean a lot more towards the DC stuff, but they are falling so far behind with the video stuff.
Well, that's
They
actually
do
why
great-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's why I wanted to talk to you, because we're all kind of Marvel image heavy, so I wanted to talk to somebody who had their ear to the ground with DC.
Oh, yeah, Marvel. I was Marvel forever, and I just kind of faded away when they kept doing so many mini-series and splitting everything and doing every book tying into each thing, and that's kind
Yeah,
of when I
big
went
mega
over to
events.
doing more DC.
So now, in the world of DC, with what I've been following, all the comic book news that's come out lately, can you recommend any titles for people who are trying to get into some DC now? Like, how's the Justice League reboot?
DC has changed everything up in the last 2 years when they did that reboot with the 52. The stuff they're putting out is so much better than anything they've done in the last 20 years.
Wow.
Batgirl's a great book, which I would never say Batgirl. I was
No,
I looked at the
that to
book
me
and I
was
said,
very
I cannot
surprising.
read this. That book is so good. And I think they really have a big connection between her father, who's Commissioner Gordon, and everything. And I think that's going to be a push towards the TV series that they're planning on doing to get him more exposure so that
Right.
people will watch for that. I think they start filming that in March, the TV series.
Yep, they do.
I think that might take Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really do.
You never know, though. Depends on.
You know what, Batman, I don't know there's a bigger following than Batman. I mean, X-Men's got its crew, Avengers got... That Batman thing is a monster.
Listen, I'm
I
not a
don't-
DC fan, and I'm a Batman fan.
Yeah, everyone
so,
loves Batman.
yeah.
And Mickey, have you seen the show Arrow at all?
Yeah, I watch that pretty regular. It's okay. It's not great. It's got a lot of pluses, but it's not the edgy that Oliver usually is in the comic books. He's much darker. And I'm just trying to see where they tie this Speedy character in. You know, they're kind of giving you tastes of a lot of DC characters, but they're just so far behind. Like the Batman movie, the Batman-Superman movie, I heard Wonder Woman's going to be in it now. It's the girl from Fast and Furious.
And Flash.
And Flash is going to be it, which I haven't even heard who they're casting that, but I just can't. They got to try to get more exposure to their characters and get them out there. They got some really good characters.
Marvel's doing that
Yeah.
right now.
I've
Marvel's
heard
dusting off
also
Marvel's.
rumblings of the Martian Manhunter also being part of the
Yeah, I heard that too.
of that whole new Batman Superman movie too. There's a guy that supposedly was cast that they're not sure who he's going to play, if he's going to be a good guy or a bad guy. I forget what
That
his
can
name
go
is.
either way. He's such a mediocre character, they might be able to turn him into something.
Yeah.
I don't think much of the Martian Manhunter, but I love the way they relaunched Superman. I hate Superman with a passion.
Yeah.
They've turned that character. They've turned that character around so much. He's edgy. He's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder for the whole world, not just he's not the clean cut guy. He's going out with Wonder Woman.
Well,
everyone.
Wow, imagine that.
Oh yeah, but everyone's nervous now, and when you read different angles, are they going to be a super couple? Is the world in danger? They're playing it really good. They did something pretty cool about issue 23 of all the books, because they're all about on the same number. They relaunched, basically they put out a mini-series, 23.1, 2, 3, and they took every DC title and put out a villain, whoever the main villain is for that character. And they kind of gave them a mini-series for 3 issues, and then they went right back to the old numbers.
Wow.
They went to 24 and moved on.
So basically,
but I mean,
Joker was Batman guy.
They gave Joker a book. They gave Two-Face a book.
Harley
Cheetah. Yeah, Harlequin's probably one of the best characters they got going. She's in a book called Suicide Squad, and I think they're going to bring her into her own book. But what a great character! Oh man, they're doing so much. She's so screwed up because of what the Joker did, and she can't decide which way to go, the good way or the bad way.
Oh well, any guy who's got a pair of twig and berries is into Quinn. She's just, she's just a dynamite. So, because true to form, you're speaking some great knowledge. So, what the JLA reboot with the Owlman and all that stuff? Have you been following that? Is that?
Yeah, well, that's the whole crime syndicate. They brought him in from one of the other Earths. And basically, Owlman is Batman from that Earth, and they're all kind of similar to all the characters. And they pretty much tore the JLA apart. They one of the big relaunch characters is Cyborg from the old Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And by the time they got done, they had ripped all the cybernetics off of him. He was just laying there half a person.
Wow.
He had
RoboCop.
Well, he's getting himself all put back together, and he's putting together like B-level characters to go after him and try to put it all back together. I'm waiting to see where it goes. It's so far pretty good. I'm surprised.
So if you had to pick a comic right now that just jumped off that you're most excited about, that maybe some of our listeners can get in on board, what new titles will come out that are just getting started where guys can jump in and kind of follow from the beginning? What do you like?
I'm really into the Batgirl book. The Suicide Squad's really good because of Harlequin. You can look at that. Constantine has a book. That's a pretty good book.
Nice.
It's like on issue 12. They've done a lot with him. They put out another book, The Dark Justice League. It's all the characters with powers, magic-based powers. That's a pretty good book.
Okay. Like a supernatural type JLA.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, but they all can travel interdimensional or stuff. It's another good one.
All right, so you hear that, fans? You got some right from Mickey's mouth. The man owns the Batcave. He knows what he's talking about. You jump in on that.
Batcave's pretty cool too, by the way.
Hey, how could it not be with a name like that?
Yeah.
Hey Mick, why don't you give our audience here a rundown of what you do on site? Like, what do you do for people?
Basically, on the site, I sell a lot of comic books on eBay. Funny enough, because it's a Batcave, though, I primarily sell Marvel. I think that's funny.
So what's the big seller right now for Marvel?
I sell a lot of books, Marvel, anything with the Avengers. I can sell anything with the Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Right now, the X-Men are kind of dead.
What about the new X Factor reboot?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I
Really?
couldn't give away X Factor books.
Wow.
That's the funny. That's it. It goes in cycles, right? Next thing that'll be good, Cap will start selling again as soon as the movie comes out.
Yeah.
You'll get a window where you get a few weeks of everyone looking for Cap stuff.
That seems to be what it's like. It's like these comics need a movie in order to push them out. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is? It gets people like my age. I'm in my 50s. It gets me reminiscent about the old characters that I used to like. And folks in between 30 and 50 are the ones buying the books anymore. The kids can't afford to buy one.
Yeah, because they're too damn
I tried to get my grandson into it, and he doesn't have a budget for it.
Yeah, I get you. Really, me.
But it's also another platform for them to, tell stories and get people interested. That's part of the reason.
And that's how I actually got my grandson looking at comic books. He was like, "Oh, I know that movie." I said, "You want to read the book?" He's like, "There's a book." I said, "Okay."
But yeah, are you reading anything Marvel right now, or are you just mainly on anything DC?
You know something? When they did that half of a reboot, when they did the Avengers X-Men thing, it kind of lost me.
Yeah.
It drove me nuts when they changed, like, the Incredible Hulk to, what is he, the Indestructible Hulk or something?
Yes. Yes.
It just seemed to be the dumbest relaunch when they had, the Hulk book was good.
No.
I was reading the Hulk book and I was enjoying it, and then they did the relaunch and I was like, wow, this is really bad. And then I did Captain America. That's probably the worst book I've ever read.
Ever?
The art, oh my God.
Yeah.
Who does the art?
I would rather read Beetle Bailey than Cap right now. It is bad.
But I didn't think the art was that bad. Because isn't Romita Jr. doing the art for that? Or he was when the book launched, right?
It could. You know what? I can pass on him.
Yeah.
He's very.
A little bit of difference in that. Like, we like not the same artists, but we do like a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah. I can pass on him. He's just, to me, he's a workhorse. He puts out everything they need, but everything looks the same to me on him.
So
yeah,
that's
kind of true.
Who's your artist? Who's your go-to artist? Who do you tend to flock to?
Because I'm doing so much DC, anytime I see anything Lee's putting out, I look at the Batman stuff. The run he did on Superman was incredible. Right now, who do I like? Whoever the guy is drawing Batgirl, I'm hooked on Batgirl.
Man, listen, you sound like you know what you're talking
Batgirl's
about.
hot.
Yeah, but I couldn't read a book. Like,
It just. I looked at the book and I thought it was the dumbest book, but they've made her so good. I mean, her brother. They found out the brother wasn't dead. He's part of the Suicide Squad.
With Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
The guy that Batgirl was dating, Commissioner Gordon shot and killed in a warehouse, and it was like, oh boy, this is getting really bad. Now they're looking for Batgirl as a criminal, and in the new 52, he doesn't know that Barbara is Batgirl.
And now it is Barbara Gordon, right? That was my.
Oh, it's Barbara Gordon. Now, all of a sudden one day she woke up and she could walk again.
Yeah, that was my. I was just going to ask that. You just read my mind. How is she not paralyzed?
I knew where you were going with the Killing Joke. Probably one of the best stories ever written was the Killing Joke. But when they did the relaunch, they said, "Look, we're starting clean," and they really have done a good job of it. Marvel should have done the same thing.
So they did that.
They should have relaunched everything. What's that?
They did that with every character, or they just only did it with selective characters that they needed.
They did it with just about everything and whatever happened before did happen, but this is all a new universe. It's almost like a totally different universe. Like the old stuff does exist, but it's not so tied tight. Sort of like when the Avengers would change artists. When Perez left, like all that stuff happened, but they all started with a new roster. That's pretty much what they did, and they kind of put the old stuff to the past. The villains exist, but any villain they brought in, they can tweak it any way they want. They can change the origin. They can change their powers. I think by the time this all ends with the villains things, though, I think they're going to bring back Wally West. Wally West used to be the old Kid Flash, and then after Infinity Crisis, he was Flash for 250 issues.
Yeah,
when they did the relaunch... Right? Yeah, he was Flash. So after they killed Barry Allen off, but they brought Barry Allen back to life, and you don't know whatever happened to Wally West. He just doesn't exist. No one talks about him. But it seems like everything I'm reading is going to tie into him having some major part of this.
That would be an interesting twist.
I'd like to see where it goes.
You get me DC interested. I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you, they didn't plan this thing out. They didn't plan this out one arc. It looks like they've planned it out for 100 issues.
Really?
I think I'm going to check out the JLA. I think I'll check out the JLA reboot. That Alan
Check out JLA. Take a peek at Batgirl. The basic Batman book is great.
Well,
what's the other one I'm reading?
Right?
I'm reading.
Didn't they have an arc in the basic Batman book of Night of the Owl or something like that, or Court of the Owl?
Oh, that was incredible. The Night of the Owl. It was incredible. And they even gave Talon his own book, one of the characters.
Right. And didn't you say that?
And it's a really good book.
Didn't you say that they killed off the new Robin too, which was Damian?
Damian Wayne, which is Bruce Wayne's son from Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Right.
They killed her off. They killed him off.
Already,
but
that's
then
crazy.
At one point, that had to do with who's the guy who created him? Was that Moore? I think it was Alan Moore created him, and he had a big thing where he wanted to have control over his character. It was really weird. But after they killed him off, they walked into a room, and Ra's al Ghul's daughter's talking to somebody, and you look in, and there must be 100 Damian Waynes, all clones.
Whoa.
And it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, like,
it's like
it's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Did you?
So we'll see what that all ends up.
Did you make the mistake of seeing the new Hobbit film?
No, you couldn't get me to see them if I lost a bet. I'm good. I read the books. I'm okay with the books. My daughter loved the first Hobbit movie, thought it was the greatest movie ever came out. She loves all the Lord of the Rings. I'm just not into them.
Yeah,
I've tried.
You dodged the bullet, my friend.
It's good, though.
So,
all right. You know, anybody's looking for something, anything hard to find, I can pretty much find it at the Batcave Comics. They can get me on Facebook, and like I say, if it's a really obscure thing, like I found David. What was that I got you?
The Voltron.
The robot. I found a Voltron for him.
Yeah.
So
if it's hard to find, though, Batcave Comics can find it.
So give your full address, because we got a lot of geeks out there looking for either back issues or hard to find issues. It's easy to go to one simple stop, the Batcave.
The Batcave Comics. You can get it through Facebook or batcavecomics.com.
There you go.
Perfect.
The geeks swarm our geeks.
There you go. Mick, it's nice talking to you, brother.
Thanks for
All right, guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Catch you next year.
So,
yeah, man.
Mickey's a home run hitter every time.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
He's the Babe Ruth of comic books.
That's my boy right there, man.
He
That's
knows
the
what he's doing.
dude that got me to fall in love with comics.
He is your Obi-Wan.
Yes.
I haven't heard from him in a while.
No, I haven't heard from him in a while. He's had some stuff go down.
He's getting his game up.
He's getting his game down.
He sounded happy.
But,
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he gave me an Incredible Hulk.
Oh.
He gave me an Incredible Hulk book when I was 6.
I'm not comfortable with that.
And then I ripped it up.
And then I got another one.
Brotherly love.
But no, that was my first, he was the guy that was like, yeah, man, check this out, Boom, boom, boom.
It was along with some candy in a dark van somewhere.
Here's the funny thing. He did have a van at one point in his life.
Did he ask you to help move a couch into a van?
No.
And we
not
actually
at all.
seen Godzilla 1985 in it.
In that van. At a drive-in.
At a drive-in
I feel
movie
like
theater.
we're getting off topic here. Now this sounds like
Godzilla.
It sounds like a therapy session.
Think Fist loves Godzilla. That's
I'm worried about two guys in the back of a van with an adult and comic books watching movies.
Are you about a size 6?
Hey, come on now. He's our babysitter.
Would you
damn
fuck
it.
me? I'd fuck me.
Yeah, brr. It puts the lotion on his skin.
Put the hook in the closet.
So we're talking about art and getting into that medium. Something that just kind of dropped on our radar recently.
Yeah, it's Friday the 13th, and this
obviously.
weekend there's a bizarre horror con in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
It's going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so it's not too late if you're in the tri-state area. Tickets are $20 for one day, $30 for 2, $40 for all 3 days. And if you go to the website, bizarreac.com, there is a litany of excellent shows. There's bands. There's these offshoot zombie clothing lines. There is, I think, post-apocalyptic training you can get from some kind of SEAL Team 4.
Like a survivalist training guide?
Yeah, survivalist training. They have a lot of cool vendors. And luckily for us, we got a hometown hero, Randy Mamoli. He directed a short film called Gloom that is premiering at this bazaar over the weekend, and we're going to try to get him to call in and talk about it. We watched the movie before we got on air tonight.
Yeah.
It's
a short film.
Short film.
Right?
It's 8 minutes.
8 minute long.
But we're hoping to get him on to talk about it.
So do you know anything about this stuff, about how, what other stuff? Is there going to be, a lot of vendors there?
Well, there's a lot of guests also there.
Okay, so there's going to be, signings, autographs, stuff like
Doug
that?
Bradley from Hellraiser, the guy who was
Pinhead?
A couple of different Jason guys. A couple of guys who play Jason are going to be there.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's tattoo parlors. He's got the website up now. Look at all the vendors I got.
Heather Langkamp from
from
Freddy.
the first 3 Freddys, all right.
She looks good in that photo.
Yeah, she does, man. That's pretty good.
Then there's going to be...
let's see who else we got in there.
Alex Vincent. He was in Chucky movies. There's a bunch of other people here.
A lot of bands, a lot of people selling their goods, their T-shirts, their artwork.
No way.
Anybody's into sci-fi, horror, zombie, a lot of zombie and post-apocalyptic stuff.
Michael Berryman, the dude from The Hills Have Eyes, the original, the weird guy with the bald head.
Wasn't he also in Weird Science?
Yes, he was.
He was one of the
he was the
bikers.
biker.
Yeah, the biker guy.
It's funny because I remember him more from Weird Science than Hills Have Eyes, because growing up I saw that.
The guy who had
Yeah.
the metallic voice with the mesh.
No, that was the other guy.
Okay.
The guy with the bald
He was the
head.
main-
He's like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
a teacher. I'm a teacher on my off days.
Yeah.
This may affect my teaching career.
Yeah. I just always think of Chet whenever I hear Weird Science.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna watch.
Also,
it
the guys
other day.
from the Weird New Jersey is going to be there too.
Oh, cool.
Well, if you go to the website bizarreac.com, because these are some guys we want to get to know, because this is a real it's a hub of all things that are geek that all of us are into. So check out the website. It's going on all this weekend. If any of you guys are even local, check it out. Check out our friend Randy Mamoli's movie. Gloom is premiering there. We enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad.
It was
8-minute long film. You know,
It was different.
it was very different.
But we like to bring attention to the grassroots artists such as ourselves and the other geek listeners
and
out there.
support New Jersey.
Yeah, we got to support New Jersey. We
Save
support
Sandy.
Montana. We'll support,
Stronger than the storm.
Stronger than the storm.
Stronger than the storm.
I can't believe we have our own like theme song. It's crazy.
Well, our state's dying, so.
We're gonna fall into the ocean.
What do you mean? We're coming
Whoa.
back.
Yes.
We're back.
Cosplay's own Brittany Shannon.
Hello.
She's a Jersey girl.
Yep.
Clothing lines. There's, it's all doomsday prep stuff.
Well, that's cool, man.
What was that one zombie thing you were telling me that they were doing over there?
4K run.
There's there's people there that are going to teach you how
a tactical
to
team how to survive a zombie attack.
The zombie
It
apocalypse.
looked like a 4 or 5 man team that comes in and basically tells you the do and don'ts when trying to overcome the rising of the dead.
Tony Todd was supposed to be there.
Oh, but
he was in.
That was Candyman, right?
Yeah, Candyman. He also was in the
Final Destination.
Final
joints.
Destination
That's
flicks.
Death.
Oh, that's right.
He wasn't Death, was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was just a janitor.
No, he was the he was
Just a janitor? It's not
he was the
Joker.
morgue, the guy in the morgue.
Whatever, janitor, morgue, same
All
thing.
Death, morgue,
I
death.
said,
All right,
like,
you see where I got
Joker.
that from, right?
He's doing that.
No, they never
watching
showed
Death.
though.
No, they never did, right? It's
No,
just,
never. All
it's
those
just a weird
years.
glitch.
Yeah.
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
All those years.
Well, I haven't been. See, I don't know about you guys. I haven't been fortunate enough to go to a con yet, a bazaar, and I really want to go.
I've been to a con. I don't know if cons and bazaars could be classified as the same thing.
Well, both are things I've never been to. So in my life,
Sure,
I mean,
no,
they're
I
kind
get
of
you.
the same thing in a sense of, you got a bunch of people go congregate in one spot and geek out on
the specifics
the
of
genre.
Yeah, but in a bazaar, isn't there always a fortune teller with 3 nipples or
Sometimes.
In a box
in a
giving
bazaar,
you-
I'm thinking it's more of like a flea market-esque type atmosphere.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
feeling. That's what I'm
flea
feeling.
market.
we're
Like,
talking about mall rats.
flea market.
yeah,
We're
a
talking
woman
about
in
mall
a
rats.
little tent with 3 nipples.
Yeah,
That's
web
what I
pops
feel.
off.
Ivana.
Which, by the way, I've been to that place.
Yeah, we all
Have you?
Yeah, we all.
Yeah, it's the route.
Well, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's gone.
No, it was the
It
route.
was the Route 1.
Yes.
Flea market.
Flea market.
The original
Route
movie
one,
was in
the Route
Monmouth
one,
Mall.
yeah.
and
Route
the other
1.
one's in that one.
Route 1 changed to Route 18 after it closed
You got to
down.
remember that people in Mobile, Alabama are listening. I don't know
We're
if they know.
talking about New Jersey thoroughfares.
Yes.
So Route 1 turned into Route 18, right? And
Okay,
Route
you still
18
gonna
turned down.
continue this? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. It's over. But
Collins was the best.
because
Dude, I went by there not too long ago. It was deserted.
Collins, it's the wintertime.
It's the winter time.
They
They
only
don't-
do it in the
people
summer.
don't
I mean,
wanna-
English Town still kind of, but Collingswood was always kind
But
of
I
like
think
the
that's the
wasteland.
difference between Bazaar and Con. Con is more of a structured thing.
Well, to our geek fan listeners out there,
I think.
we're hot on the trail trying to get some press passes to go out there, maybe get some interviews for you guys, some screenshots of these cosplay chicks who are fine, and just going out there and immersing ourselves in the geek world and trying to make some more friends. I strongly recommend you check out the page just to see what we're talking about.
Yeah. And if you have been to, do we know, is this the first year this thing's running? Or
As far as I know, in Atlantic City, yes. And
Yes.
This is the first year that Randy has a movie premiering.
Right.
So,
Well, if you've been to a bazaar and to a con, give us a call. Let us know what the difference is. Number's 201-580-3712. I'm just wondering.
I thought they were the same. I mean,
No, I don't think that they
color
are.
me foolish.
In my
but-
opinion, I think they're
similar.
Similar.
They're
There's probably
cousins.
people dressing up all gothic and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Just like you
All
got
horror-esque.
at the Marvel Con or whatever it is.
Marvel Con.
Yeah, Marvel Con, DC Con.
No, you mean Comic Con, bro.
They should have. Well, they have separate ones, I think.
No, I don't
out
think
in
they
different parts of the country. Yeah.
No, I don't think they do.
All
You don't
right,
think they
if
do?
you say so.
Fight him.
I might.
Uh oh, Dave and I are gonna throw down for our season finale.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this is our season
it's been a rough
finale.
season, and Dave and I just really like to
Have
beat on
aggression.
each other.
Yeah.
Me and Jared are lovers, so.
Well, while we're
everything's
waiting, here I think we got Randy calling in right
Randy.
now. Oh, I think I missed him.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, there
Hey,
he is.
Randy!
What's up, buddy?
Hometown hero, baby boy. What's going on?
Yo, what's going down? What's up, guys?
How you doing,
Nothing.
brother?
First, I'd like to say congratulations.
I'm doing good. Thank you.
That's a big step for you, man. How do you want to go over the process, how you got it in there, what it's about? Just spit your piece. What do you got?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. What's up?
Well, just explain to the crowd what your 8-minute short's about, what inspired it, how you got into this bizarre, just go over the whole thing, how it all happened for you.
Well, Gloom has been in the film festival circuit for over a year now.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I actually came across through a few friends and a couple people I knew. They were about the Bizarre AC. And then I submitted Gloom to it, and then it got picked up. So I'm very excited. I think all of us that were a part of the movie are very excited that it's actually going to be playing in Atlantic City.
As you should be. As you should be. Now, I don't want to inflate your ego, but you got an IMDb page, baby.
Oh, yeah. Hard work pays off. IMDb.
Yeah, I went to your IMDb page, and I was like, that's Randy. I know him. So now, who are the other people you're working on the project with? Was this people you had worked with before, or?
On Gloom?
Yeah.
All the people that I worked with, I know personally. Everybody.
Okay.
Jason Nappy, who is the videographer and the editor. We worked on a bunch of projects together, and it was actually we teamed up to make this short film. We both wrote it, and he edited it down to 8 minutes. I wanted more. I guess it's probably just I always want more screen time. So
you are a handsome devil, so I can't blame you.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. So why don't you walk us through the process that got you this story? Creatively, how did you come up with this story? Where did this come from? What were you trying to obtain with it? What was your goal?
Well, me and Jason were discussing about we wanted to make a film, and actually it was funny because I'm a big fan of the movie The Crazies.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not even talking about the George Romero version. I'm talking about the remake. I'm a big fan of all those apocalyptic type movies, especially dealing with diseases and all that spreading and population control. And so what happened was back on June 29th of 2012, I do believe it was, there was a big crisis going on in Monmouth County where a bridge collapsed over by the Swimming River Reservoir.
Okay, over by where the college is, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, by Brookdale, and
Right.
it turned out there was this there was a big boil water advisory. We were all over the news. Every news station was down here. And as you drive through town, there was all these water stations all over the place. And I ain't gonna lie, I kept on going to those water stations so I could just kept on getting free water.
Why not?
But the more I went back, the more it started kicking. It started hitting my brain where I'm like, oh, I have an idea. This is perfect. So I came up with the idea because a year before that, I was in a music video by the Spider Rockets. It was a video called Twilight Zone. And we had this footage that we never used because apparently the record label decided they didn't like the video. They wanted an older actor and they wanted it more retro. So there was this footage of that Jason had that he never used. And as an actor, I hate wasted footage. I wanted it out there. I done so much for this music video that it never went through. So, for a long time, I was trying to come up with an idea how we can use the remaining footage of the music video and make something else.
Yeah, no waste time. That makes sense.
Well, in the music video, I go nuts and I kill, I torture this woman and I'm jumping in in the bay and.
I gotta ask, was that woman a prostitute?
Good Lord.
Regina? Well, it's funny because. It's funny. That's funny thing for that up because she was supposed to be a prostitute in the music video. But what was funny was then I came up with the idea. I'm like, I have an idea. Why don't we film what's going on? We'll use this real crisis of a boil water advisory, and that's what we'll do. And like I came up with the idea where I drink the water that Monmouth County suggested you drink.
Right.
And then as I drink it, like I transform into this like psychopathic maniac.
You descend into madness relatively well.
You can very tell that in the movie.
But Regina's character as a prostitute worked out because when that boil water advisory did happen, like it was like about 100 degrees. Like we were in the middle of a heat wave. So it kind of fit the project because here she is, less clothing. So this is perfect because it's supposed to be a 100-degree day. So it works out.
No, it totally did.
So let me ask you, Gloom is going to be, you guys are going to be showing that at the Bazaar in AC, and you had a couple other things out there too. Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies.
Yeah, Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies is playing tomorrow at Bazaar AC at 1:00.
Okay. Oh, so you got multiple things going off.
Yeah, I actually got 3 movies that are playing there. The other one is the Meat Puppet. The Meat Puppet, actually, yeah, it was. It's another like horror film about this guy who just like I guess he hates women, so he decides to go out and just tortures women.
I'll see that.
I don't have like a big role in the movie, but you do see it. You do see a little Randy Mamoli in the movie.
So it's not.
But it actually worked out.
It's like a zombie doll or nothing like that, right?
Which one? The Meat Puppet?
Yeah.
No, I think it's more like a slasher film.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you're going down there to AC swinging a big hammer, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to be heading down there tomorrow, and I'll be there all day. It actually worked out perfectly because I was kind of like nervous because at 8:45 Gloom is playing, but it's playing the same time as this other movie called Blood Slaughter Massacre. So I was like all like, oh man, probably everybody's going to go see the Blood Slaughter Massacre. I'm probably going to have nobody in the theater. It's probably going to be me and my girlfriend just sitting there watching this movie that we watched multiple times. And but then I get that last-minute email that the Meat Puppet was accepted into Bazaar AC, and it's actually playing after Gloom. So I guess the whole audience for the Meat Puppet will still be in the theater for Gloom. So it actually worked out.
So it's kind of like a double feature for them, huh?
It's a double feature. It's like 2 movies that I'm in. You know, I'm actually happy that Gloom I did, co-write and I directed and starred in. So that's pretty cool.
Now, have you been to one of these bazaars before?
This is actually the first Bazaar AC. This is the inaugural. Apparently, it's the first horror convention in Atlantic City. So
go and do
that's
AC.
pretty
Because that's
exciting.
why they're trying to do that.
So let's get calling all geeks, get out there. Help them pop that cherry out there.
You definitely got to get out there. It's going to be a fun time. There's a lot of great actors that are going to be out there. I mean, not like you're going to see a lot of people in the genre. You're going to see like Kane Hodder, who plays Jason. Tom Savini will be down there. Doug Bradley, who played Pinhead in the Hellraiser series. He'll be there.
I've seen that on the site. Listen, you were
there's going to be a lot of like. What's up?
Sorry, you were also in a popular movie called Gitchy, right?
Oh yeah, Gitchy.
So tell us a little bit about Gitchy. I'm really interested in this movie because I haven't seen it yet, but just the plot kind of thrills me.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. What's funny about Gitchy? It's like hard for me to like talk to people without them really taking it seriously.
Yeah.
But it was filmed in like 2009, and it's still having screenings at different festivals. I was just at a screening in June at the Macabre Film Festival in Long Island for a screening of Gitchy, and we get the same reaction we always get: people laughing, people jumping, and people just enjoying it. I mean, it's about a killer clown that tickles people to death.
Oh my God!
It sounds ridiculous, but it just works, and it just had such a big cult following, and it keeps me busy.
Is there any way for our audience there to check out any of your movies online or anything like that, you want to shout out?
Yeah, you want to promote anything, any websites where they can find your information or projects you're working on in the future, you want to plant some seeds for?
You can check me out. You can definitely see a lot of shorts or like different like music videos that I was in. You could just go to YouTube. You can see a lot of. I did like a couple rap videos for known artists.
Mace?
I did a video for Rock Marciano. He's like affiliated with like the Wu-Tang Clan and Busta Rhymes. I did a couple videos for Biohazard, the hardcore band from New York.
That's cool.
Anything with Pitbull?
Nah. Actually, I got offered to be in a video with Jadakiss and Mano over the weekend to play a zombie in one of their music videos. But I got into like a big fight. I didn't really get into a big fight with anybody. I kind of just responded with no because they didn't want to pay me.
Oh, well,
my whole thought of that was, I don't get it. They're millionaires and they can't pay us to be as zombies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's insulting.
No, you stand up for zombies, Randy. I respect that. You stick up for our kind. I respect that. It sounds you got a full plate, man, and we appreciate you taking the time to call in. We watched the 8-minute video and it was fantastic. I can't stress it to our audience enough. If you can get out to Atlantic City for this burgeoning 3-show festival, get out there, support some local fans, and if you're out there in the cyber world.
Actually, you know what? If you do go to Bazaar AC, definitely get in touch with Ryan Scott Weber. Ryan Scott Weber is actually the director of the Sheriff Tom vs. Zombies. And what's cool about Ryan is like he likes people will just like he likes hiring a lot of extras for his movies to play like zombies or whatever. And most of the people that do appear in Ryan's movies are people he meets at like Monster Mania or Chiller Theater.
So you hear that casting call?
Yeah, so you definitely get in touch with Ryan Scott Weber. He'll be at the Bazaar all weekend, and like I said, Sheriff Tom vs. Zombies is playing at 1:00 tomorrow. It's definitely a great film to go check out. It's a lot of humor, a lot of gore, a lot of craziness, and you may even get a chance to be in his next movie.
Ooh,
there you go.
I got a face for radio.
Yes, and Gloom is playing at 8:45 in Theater 4. Definitely check that out.
So yeah, support the hometown here. Support Randy Mamoli. We saw it. It's enjoyable. I think our fans will like it. I think you should be proud of what you put out there.
Absolutely. Hey, Randy, we're fighting the clock here, so we're gonna let you go, and definitely check out Randy at the AC Bazaar this weekend. You obviously just heard all the playing showtimes and everything like that. So
now, Randy, you got our number. Don't be a stranger. You know, we like what you do.
Definitely won't.
Yeah, we want to be a friend.
Next time you guys call me in, you got to be talking about Gitchy more.
Listen,
fantastic.
I'm dressed up as a clown right now. I thought we were really going to get into it.
If we have when we come back next year, maybe we'll have you on. We'll talk about that movie because I got to see it.
Nah, you definitely will. I'll get you a copy. And Thomas Norman will be proud that you enjoyed his movie.
Yeah, all right. We'll shout him out on the show, man. Stay in touch. You got a friend in the Geek Blast universe.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you soon. Keep in touch.
All right, thanks, Mike. I'll see you guys later.
Later.
All right, bye-bye.
So it always makes you proud.
Cool, man.
Always makes you proud to see one of your hometown guys kind of getting into what he wants to get into.
Moving on it, yeah.
Especially
Get us down in the house!
There it is, baby.
I thought you hung up.
I'm still on New Jersey, baby.
It's hard not to rep New Jersey when you're from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're out there and you're into it, support it. Support because these are guys just like us, just like you out there trying to get something off the ground, and they need the help of people like us. So if you can, support it.
No doubt.
There's a lot of other vendors there. There's a lot of things for sale, some very cool things, some very cool artwork, some very cool apparel. It's something that people like us should enjoy. So,
absolutely.
If you can, get out there and check it out.
So what do we got up on the chopping block? Is it game time? It's game time.
Well, at this point, yeah.
It's late, man. It's
game time.
It's game time.
It's never late.
30, man.
It's game time.
Game time.
It's game time.
You got the next gen stuff, man. We're all watering at the mouth for it.
Yeah, brother. Hit it off. Hit it off.
What do we got? Each system sold over 2 million copies, which is kind of cool.
And how
Each system?
They're both neck and neck, kind of.
So there's no decisive winner at this point.
No, there's
the
no
battle's
winner.
still on.
The one big thing though is PS4 hasn't released in Japan yet. Why? Nobody knows. But it has not released, and they're huge,
Yeah, they're huge gamers over there.
Yeah, but they're huge Sony fans. They don't buy Microsoft.
Yeah,
You know
No,
what
I mean,
Everything's
Sony
Sony
started out as a Japanese company, right? Or no? Am I mistaken in thinking?
Well, that's what it is. You know, they don't want to buy, you know, American, which, you know, if they're going to be that way, I think we should just buy, you know, Microsoft.
Buy only
products,
American.
you know?
I would say I would agree with that.
No, I believe in fair trade.
You know what's infuriating, though, is I'm consistently seeing these PlayStation fanboys, like, bulldozing every site, just attacking Microsoft, just like... I don't understand why they can't just play nice. You know what I mean? Like, I try not to be biased, but the Sony fanboys are horrible.
Yeah, but what can't you say that about?
Yeah, but they're
You tell me there's
especially
not Xbox fanboys out there?
not as bad as that. They purposely go on to Microsoft like reviews. You know what I mean? Like review games like Rise or Dead Rising, and purposely give it zeros when they haven't even played it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then you'll go to the same user and look at a PS4 game. It's all 10s.
It's all 10s. It's all this.
So they're really
super biased. Is what
Oh
it boils
God,
down to.
it's bad. It really is bad.
Wow.
But I'm noticing a pattern with that.
You're still
you know?
playing Rise, right? Or have you? Beat
Yeah,
it?
no, I'm about.
I seen the trailer for it the other day, and I was like,
can't-
"Wow, that looks awesome!"
Yeah, I
It's
still can't
beautiful.
get over it.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
And the fact
you know?
that you're telling me a lot of that's actual gameplay. Just,
It is.
What's your
Still
rating?
blows
It's
on
all
that?
in-game. I give it an 8.
Yeah, I
8?
think you
Yeah.
rated it last week, right?
Oh, did
No,
you?
it wasn't.
Like I said, yeah, graphically it's beautiful.
Right.
You know what I mean? It you know, it's a technical marvel. You know what I mean? It's just it feels kind of rushed. You know what I mean? A lot of the same characters. You know what I mean? That you'd be fighting. You know, a little repetitive in that area.
You're saying it's a little bit repetitive.
But you know, it's worth playing just for the executions. The
Right.
executions and the beauty of it. You know, there's hundreds of executions.
Specific executions. So a lot like
Yeah.
the old school Punisher game that was out for the original
I
Xbox
remember
that
that
had
one.
like when you walk past a pinball machine and there was a guy there, you could stay there. And
Well, that's environmental. That's environmental. There's a little
so
bit
not
of that,
the
but
same thing then.
you remember I was telling you it's kind of like it plays kind of like the Batman games.
Yes,
You know what I mean, with the
combat.
counters and stuff like
Yes,
that. You know what I
yes.
mean? But when you counter, it'll give you a series of different button hits to do different executions. You know what I mean? So X will cut off an arm. Y will cut off the head. You know what I mean? But as you progress and unlock more executions, you'll get deadlier and cooler looking animations.
So like hit X, Y, and it's just like a
Yes, if you're quick enough, it'll do something sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take both your arms off and your head.
Little run up the
torso.
chest plunge, and then back, you know, decap to the guy behind you.
and then
You know
a
what I mean?
Hadouken for good luck.
That would be
Sorry,
sweet, but no, unfortunately,
Sonic
it
Boom.
doesn't.
Yeah, go Sonic Boom.
Oh, Sonic
Guile,
Boom.
man.
I was kind of hoping the game
Last
would hint on the supernatural a little bit, kind of like you know, your God of War, or you know, go into
Yeah,
the
yeah, that'd be
mythological a little bit, but it
Dante's
doesn't.
Inferno,
It's,
that was good too.
yeah, that was a good game.
That was
I'm
a
still
great
waiting for them to
game,
make a sequel on that, but I can't wait to see a sequel for Rise because I feel like if they spend more time on it and you know flesh it out a little bit more, it could be something.
Have you heard that? This is something that I've like, when I first heard this, because again, full disclosure to our fans out there, I was a World of Warcraft junkie. I lost my job, had to break up with my girl. That's why I'm bald now. So that MMO is a huge thing for me, and I heard rumors of Skyrim Online.
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
Yeah, it'll be out
become-
2014.
So it has a release date.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, well, no, not a release date, but it's going to be out this year.
As a year
This upcoming year.
I'll wait all year. I will wait in front of the store.
Yeah,
for
that's
a year.
It's definitely set in steel. It's going to be on next gen systems and current gen, from what I'm hearing.
Really, current gen too.
Yeah, but
So it's
I
not
mean,
even.
you're gonna
It's,
wanna get
it's
it
not
on
even going to be a
next
PC
gen.
game then.
what?
No,
It's not even just going to be a PC game then.
No.
PC game has nothing to do with MMO on the console.
From what I'm hearing, it's definitely scheduled for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and I'm hearing it's going to be released on current gen systems too. You're gonna see a big difference.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
No, I
Especially in
wouldn't get it for-
slowdown and
Yeah,
Graphically,
I wouldn't
load
get it
time.
on the
Yeah.
current gen systems.
I don't
but if
see
that
how.
comes
I
out-
don't know how they're going to do that when the first game was so big that it basically
No,
bottomed out.
now you're gonna have a
full
living,
systems.
breathing, real world.
Yeah,
But
you know what I
that's
mean.
why
So-
it does work, because the first world was big enough to support an MMO. There's different zones you can go into,
Yeah.
like the different islands and the Dawn Guard stuff, where
Yeah.
that actual map harkens to an MMO.
Yeah, but it is.
Yeah, it
still-
does. It does. The size of the map, the sheer.
Oh yeah, no.
but there's different castles where different people can group. You know, like one class of character, Dark Elves, can group here. So, and if you remember World of Warcraft, that's kind of how it worked, where everybody had their own sector. So
Yes.
if you're in
Yeah.
Sword, you're from Whiterun. You know, if you're a Khajiit, you're down near Riften.
Right.
So it really does work for it if they're going to use a map in that
Well,
kind of context.
the big, huge difference is that when you're using so many different people using the server, real people, it takes up so much more memory than a set computer-generated world that's always set the way it is.
Yes.
I mean, once you add all that real stuff going
Yep.
on, you know what I mean? It takes up a lot more memory.
Yeah, and
You know,
it
so the
could-
current gen systems
Yeah, I wouldn't. I will
It's gonna
not
be an
get
issue.
it. For
Either that, or it's
PlayStation
gonna take up
3.
100 gigs of your hard drive.
And I'll have to delete everything.
Yeah.
I'll have
Yeah.
nothing but a menu. So I'm not about to do
pretty
that.
much. We'll see.
I
We'll
could do
see.
that,
you
but
know?
I don't know.
I would not
That's
waste
a
my
lot,
time
though.
getting it on a
Something
current
like
gen
that.
system. That would be the game that will spawn me to buy
Yeah.
PS4.
Well,
Yeah, I
there's
would
a
agree
there's
with
a
that,
big
yeah.
reason why you don't see many MMOs on the current gen systems.
Is it
They
because
can't
the
really
DC
handle
Universe
them.
game?
Yeah, which actually I downloaded tonight.
I
on
have
PS4.
it. It is garbage.
Is it garbage?
Oh my god!
Even if you don't play MMOs,
Yeah,
it's still garbage.
yeah, it's
Okay.
terrible.
I downloaded it because it was free.
Yeah, you know why it's free? Because it's
Garbage?
It's such nuts.
Is it? Why is it bad?
Okay, it's bad. It's bad for. It starts off really cool because the
This is cool to play
superhero.
for a couple hours.
No, it's that you can create 10 or 12 different variations of superheroes. One can fly, super speed, super strength, whatever, and you make them so on and so forth. But it's a group thing where you have to have 4 people in a group. So you have to have a healer, a tank, distance like a long range fighter, and the magician kind of. And if you don't have one person of that particular breed, like a group of 4 tanks can't defeat a quest. So if you don't,
So it may set you up like that.
yeah,
So you
and
can't do it.
And if one guy bails on that group halfway through, you got to start all over again.
See, they should do something like if somebody bails, it gets taken by the computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Computer
computer, so
rated.
not kick you out of the freaking game.
No, they
you
don't
know
kick
what I
you
mean?
out. You just stay in that fight, and you can't advance any further
because you're missing that.
You're
dude.
missing that guy. You just sit there and continue to fight.
See,
the
like I
monsters.
said, they should make it computer controlled. If
The
somebody
maps are
catches
huge,
out.
and there's a lot of ins and outs and stuff, and there's a lot of cool villain stuff.
How's the battling?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Once you get it down, it's good. You know, because you level up and you have different abilities like eye
Right.
beams or whatever.
Mhm.
It's cool. And like when each section of the map is broken up to like the Joker's down by the docks and the old abandoned carnival and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's kind of cool.
So you're saying it's more like the setups, just to it's
Yeah, the operating system.
Disgruntled?
Yeah, the operating system it works in, as far as the fighting context, doesn't translate well to an MMO.
Okay.
An MMO, you're supposed to be able to grind. You're supposed to be able to grind for stuff, for
Right.
materials, for levels. You
Absolutely.
can't really do that in this. And in any other MMO I've played, you can get by with any group of people. You don't need one of every kind. Sure, it makes it harder or less hard.
Right.
But in this one, if you're missing one of those 4 pegs,
it's unpassable.
It's just not even worth getting
That
into.
sucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. That's noteworthy.
So if you're
I'm
gonna
try.
do it and you're gonna start a character, make a healer because they're by far the most valuable.
But what do they do? I mean, do they still have
They can
fighting
still attack.
powers?
Yeah, they can still attack. They're just not as strong, and you can heal everybody immensely.
Right, which then makes you.
I hate being the guy that takes care of everybody, though.
So, if you think you're going to enjoy this game and you download it,
it's a trap. Why not try?
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
There's several different PS4 downloads that are free for Plus subscribers.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean, that's one. Contrast, Resogun, which are both pretty good games from what I heard. And then you got your DC Universe, which is free. And then
Well, if
another
it's on
one.
the next gen, maybe it's better. You know, I got it when
Yeah.
it first came out.
Unless it's just ported.
Yeah.
It may just
make
be
it
ported.
look better.
I would think it would at least be the PC version.
But if you do, and if you're on PC4, PlayStation 4, you can't play guys in PlayStation 3. We're on 2
No,
different
you
servers.
can. It
You
shares the
can.
same server.
Oh, really?
So if you get it and I want to meet you online, we can
Yes,
go.
we
Okay,
can.
all right, so we should maybe do that.
Yeah.
All right, because I haven't played with somebody. Well, that sounded weird.
I haven't played DC
You
Universe
gotta be
with somebody in a
gentle
long
with me.
time.
Gentle with
I'm
me.
a bear. I'm a bear.
I beg. Easy on my balls. They're fragile as eggs.
Oh, Sandy.
Part 2 coming up.
Well, that took a left turn on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started it, Dan.
I did. It
You
was my
did.
fault. I
It was
pulled the
good stuff.
ripcord. So you got anything else you want to talk about next gen? Something you got excited going on?
I mean, there's going to be a
growth.
major slowdown. I mean, what was released at these launches is it. For
And
the next
have
few
you
months.
beaten them? You've gone through them
I haven't
enough?
beaten a damn thing. I'm juggling so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
Juggling 8 games. So I play one for like an hour or so a night.
And you don't
then
have
juggle.
any, like we were talking about this last time. You don't have a game that you can play. That's the only game, like for both systems. You bought specific games for the specific. You don't have
You know
you don't
what's
have nothing
funny?
that crosses over yet, right?
Every game that's on PS4, like I remember I told you PS4 didn't have really too many launch games.
Right.
Everything that's on PS4 that I have can be played on both systems. Everything I have on Xbox One is just exclusives.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Listen, if there's anybody
Unfortunately,
out there-
PS4 didn't have any exclusives that I really.
If there's anybody
not
out
yet.
there who wants to talk to our video game guru, Toombs, the man is an infinite book of encyclopedic knowledge. 201-580-3712.
Yes.
Call about what we're talking about. Call about what we're not talking about. We're here to make friends.
And if you are a biased bastard, I will give you the fist.
He's already punched me.
And
So
we're not
Yeah.
talking about stink.
fist.
Yeah.
I try not to, but the more and more, I keep going online and keep seeing these fanboys, and they just they make me cringe.
They make your blood boil.
Yeah, they're gonna make me bias myself just because they're crazy.
Biased, unbiased.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's some kind
Biased
of hate
on
crime.
biased
It's like a
crime.
hate crime.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about which one I want to get. I mean, I know I want to. I would like them both, but I don't necessarily know that I'm going to do that.
Kind of person you are and who you are, I stick with Microsoft.
And that's probably what I'm thinking I'm going to do. If I'm going to get a PlayStation, it's probably going to be 3. Just so I can play the games that I didn't get to play, which I've heard nothing but good things about. And some series that I've had when PlayStation 2 was still a viable
Can I get
console.
PS4 so we could all play?
That too.
So I go whoop your ass and stuff.
Well, on my grind, it doesn't matter. You guys get whatever you want. It'd be nice if we all had the same system, but or we could just be stupid like
And then,
me and get both,
little tidbit, little FYI, we're going to try to put together a Geek Blast online account, so maybe you can play with us sometime online.
Yeah.
I'm teasing that. I don't want to give it out too early.
Little teaser.
Come back
Tickle.
after our little 2-week break where we
Little
can
clown
recollect
tickle.
ourselves.
You look clown chasing you, tickling you.
No, I don't want to be tickled.
Oh, that's great.
So, Dave,
Yes.
the Christmas list,
Yes, the Geek wish list.
geek wish list. We're gonna break down some geek wish lists real fast.
Yeah, and I did notice I kind of went a little weird this time. It's all statues this time.
All of them.
Yeah, the whole
You're
wish
getting
list
greedy
is
in your
statues.
old age.
Yeah, you really get. Come on.
I just want statues.
I'm gonna make
Solomon.
it. I'm gonna make it count.
Anything I'd be interested in there? Sean?
I think maybe 2 or maybe 1. It all depends. I know you're a big fan. You were saying before that Sinister 6 would be cool.
It
Well,
would.
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to start off with it like this. I'll go backwards for you, Jared.
Okay. I like backwards.
Spider-Man and the Sinister Six was put out. It's an older piece, but it was put out maybe about 2 years ago.
And for the people that don't know, real quick, Sinister Six characters.
Characters. Oof, now you're killing me.
Yeah, Mr. Sinister.
No.
I mean, not Mr. Sinister.
No.
No. Gray hair guy.
Oh, my God.
Tombstone.
Oh,
No.
look. All right, hold on. Stop.
Here we go.
All right. Sinister Six, like this.
Come on, dude.
Breaks down.
You got
Dr.
it.
Octopus.
Okay.
Vulture.
Vulture. Okay.
Sandman.
Sandman.
Electro.
Electro.
Sam
Give
Elliott.
me 1 second now.
Jamie Foxx.
Craven the Hunter.
Craven. Jesus.
And
Craven
Mysterio.
Moorhead.
Mysterio.
They're the original.
Was Mr.
Sinister
Sinister
Six.
ever a part of it?
No,
that's
you're talking about
X-Men.
Spider-Man and X-Men.
Thing.
Sinister Six is a Spider-Man. They're the Spider-Man villains.
I always
Villain.
thought Sinister Six was Sinister Six because of Mr. Sinister.
No, you're thinking of the
No,
Marauders.
that's not.
Ah, the Marauders.
Am I?
You're thinking of the Marauders, which were
Apocalypse Riders.
Mr. Sinister's
4.
little X-Men group.
Were they 4 riders, right?
And who
No.
was the bro?
And
That's-
Archangel was part of that too.
No, that's Apocalypse.
Oh,
Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Who was in that? Magneto.
The original Brotherhood of Evil Mutants
See,
was,
I get my enemy groups crossed up here.
was Magneto.
Crossing sticks, you
was
know?
the Blob.
Mhm.
Was Toad.
Come on, Davey, you could do it.
Come on.
Mystique.
Ooh.
Think about this now.
The White Witch, right?
That's Hellfire Club.
Oh man.
Stickman.
Slapped you. He almost just slapped you in the face.
Yeah, he did. He was like,
Because now you're messing me up. I know I'm missing a person.
Stickman, and then this is.
Oh.
Stick. Yeah,
But anyway,
Stickman. Daredevil's,
to get to finish the wish list, right? You guys get me off topic.
Sorry, sir,
right?
sorry.
You're messing me all up.
But you
My
gave me
brain-
a lot of knowledge.
My
Thank you.
brainchild. Sinister Six and Spider-Man. It's considered a diorama piece. They're $85 a piece. There's 7 characters to this statue set.
It's a lot of money.
Pretty dope though, and it's all of them like on the top of a building situation, all attacking Spider-Man one time.
That's how much it costs to fix my furnace.
Guess there's no statues for this.
Came out with a Marvel
Yeah, no
Zombies
statues.
Marvel Zombies museum quality Wolverine statue.
Oh,
Cool.
That's a 10-inch tall piece. It's $330.
wow.
$330? Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a museum quality piece. So it's
Yeah.
that artifacts
Yeah, yeah.
special, that Marvel does.
Made that special way.
Actually, and I think that's only by Marvel. That's not done by Bowen or anything like that. Then you have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 different statues to come out in the only DC statue set that I like, which would be
The black and white.
The black and whites.
Now, you don't have any DC statues, do you?
At this present time, I have a Superman one that I will never display.
That's it?
So no.
Did somebody give you that statue?
Yes.
That's why.
Yes. I have no DC characters on my statue wall.
Wow. So grand
Bruce?
total.
No.
Grand total. You want people to spend a lot of money on you this year.
It's not necessarily for me. This could be for other
Tom, Dick, and Geek
This
out
could be
there.
for some other geeks.
Yeah, I know,
geeks'
yeah.
girlfriends if
So-
they're lucky enough.
All right,
to
so
have
for
them.
these two, you could get a Xbox One or a PS4.
Yeah,
that's
for,
true.
for those
Exactly.
two sets.
Well, that would
Oh no,
be-
one of those sets. This one, $85 a piece.
and there's 7.
Yeah, you could get
That's
the system and a couple games.
$5,000.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a lot of money.
Anyway, the black and white Spider-Man, Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, excuse me, the Batman black and whites, Harley Quinn. They came out with
about to
her.
say.
They came out with a Batman Arkham Origins version of the Batman. Also a Joker, which was from the most recent comic book by Greg Capullo, the artist who recreated Joker. It's got no face. It's crazy.
No face at all.
Yeah.
How's he breathe?
Cut it off.
Isn't that Blake
How does
Man
he
from
eat?
Dick
How's he
Tracy?
eat and breathe?
Isn't that Blake man?
This guy,
They took his skin off. That's in the new Joker. When they started.
It's kind of like a bite off a Red Skull. Doesn't Red Skull have no skin? He's just kind
skull.
of bleeding
No, that's-
muscles.
That's not really
Red
a skull. That's not his skull.
Red Skull?
Yeah.
I thought Red Skull was actually bleeding goo.
Nah.
No?
Not anymore. Anyway,
Oh.
they have now also they put out a 30th anniversary edition collector's set of Voltron.
What?
Now this is a little bit early, right? This is a little bit early to let everybody know about this for the wish list for Christmas because it doesn't really come out till what does that say? January, February, March. That doesn't come out till April.
So this is next year?
So take it off the list. This is
Yeah, man,
blasphemy.
come on.
Blasphemy for that.
Blasphemy.
It's quite
Good choice.
unorthodox.
Come on now.
Mastermind, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Toad. Thank you, Mick. The original Brotherhood of
Mickey
Evil
calling
Mutants.
in.
to the rescue.
Mick to the rescue. Good
That's
luck,
the
Mickey.
original.
Mickey's always in our corner there.
Here's my one and only
Yeah.
thing
all right,
that
what do you
I
got?
want in the worst way, and it's a voice-activated R2D2. This thing, the dimensions on it, it's ages 8 and up. 15 inches, yes, laugh it up, furball. 15 inches high, 7.5 inches wide, and 10.5 inches long.
Sounds like something
Weighs-
I'm familiar with
weighs-
those dimensions.
Weight is 6 pounds.
Do you really want that?
Oh, absolutely.
How
it
could you
talks
not?
to you. You can
How
give
many
it-
days do you think it would take before it's broken?
It would be my best friend until
Oh,
I got
man,
in the
it gets
shower.
you
with me.
drinks. It gets
Yeah,
you
but
all kinds of things.
How
My
many
nephew-
days do you think it would take before it's
My
not
nephew
functioning
would
anymore?
Ride that thing.
Yes,
like-
exactly.
Like a toy.
Like a horse.
It has 40 voice commands.
But it'd be
That's
broken in days.
40.
How
Broken
much
in
is that,
days.
by the way?
That's like a
I can send it
parakeet.
to Taji Station for power converters.
How much is that?
200 smackaroonies. Cheaper than your
$200.
set.
And I think that actually has a much higher value.
And I'm sure it's
Hey.
got a warranty.
Every geek has
Well, I
their own.
guess you could lock it in the
what I'm
closet
saying?
to keep it from your son.
Yeah. you
That's
know.
all I'm saying.
Oh, I felt that. That was great.
Oh, you have
Yeah, I was in a store and he said.
All right, so listen, here
That
we are.
Voltron's
Here we are at the end of the
Yeah,
show.
We're approaching an hour.
It's
and
late,
45
man.
Minutes.
So, real quick, before we go, all right, it is our season finale, and we will be back on January 3rd,
That's correct. For live
2014,
episodes.
so we will see you next year. But real fast, I just want
Uh-huh.
to shout out Jedi Knight Academy once again for
Danny and the boys.
Danny and the boys at Jedi Knight Academy.
I love your t-shirt.
And also, We Are Infected. All right, Rabbit over there.
Doing a great
Doing a
job.
great
Yeah.
job. And
I gotta
also-
ask her if she was always named Rabbit or if she got that from the 8 Mile movie.
I think it's a family name. I think they
Is
passed
it a family
down,
name?
Yeah. It's a family name.
Only time will tell. And also, one other little shout out we want to do is the Spider-Man News and Fun Facebook page. He just came on board with us, and you can check his blogs on our
Yeah, go
Facebook.
to Corrosive Radio, go to Kmdt Geek Blast posts. You could post yourself, get involved in some of the conversation. You can see these guys on there. We got a lot of great news, with a lot of happenings going on in the comic book world. But we can't forget our biggest shout out,
comicbookmovie.com.
comicbookmovie.com.
That's right.
Those are our boys. We
Get
took
a lot
them to
of
the
our
prom
info
and they
from
showed
them.
us a great time.
Yeah.
So if you can get to those sites, check out some of the things we're talking about. You have some homework in your 2 weeks off. There's a lot of movies we hope you guys see. Call in, we can talk about.
Yep.
A lot of comic book stuff coming on. And
Let us know if you got any cool swag over the holidays.
there'll be some repeats running the 2 weeks we're off while we get our collective sanity together to come back for the second season. And
Yeah.
there's going to be some changes, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
for the first 21 from the bottom of our hearts. It's been a hoot.
Been a riot.
And
Peace in the hood.
so yeah, Geek Blast.
Out.
See you next year.
I'm
Lord Vader and I get respect. Your planet and your life is what I expect. Cape on my back, cable box on my chest, leather pants on my death, hot oil on my breath. You'll be jealous of my boots, jealous of my gloves, jealous of my belt with my blinking lights. I'm the Dark Lord with the power to dismiss your feeble skills like the Bantha piss. 1, 2, 3, and to the 4. It's the Emperor.